People, people, people. It is Wednesday, May 28th. Tonight, we're talking football, and we are live.
Are we on the air?
Yeah, actually, we are. I am your host, and for first and foremost, all glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Before we start the show, get it off on a very, very graceful beginning. And I am genuinely happy to see these two brothers, one to my left and one downwards. And I'm grateful for you fellas joining me. How are y'all doing?
Shoot, just great. It's Wednesday, man. Another episode in the books, or starting the books. And we're another day closer to kickoff. Is it September yet? Like, can we fast forward it?
Before Jose answers, we again, everyone's kind of know the face. They kind of put the face to the organization, to the show itself. We have the host and the creator of the Puro Pinche Sports show, Mr. Jose, not Exit 7. Jose, how you doing, brother? And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, let's get it going, baby. I'm ready for the night. Some topics to discuss, some debates to go through. Ooh, it's gonna be a good time. Thank you for having me tonight, fellas.
Of course. Anybody that doesn't know, where can they find you, brother? Put that out there for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at youtube.com/at Puro Pinche Sports. You can also find us on TikTok at Puro Pinche Sports. Those are our only social medias now. I've taken down everything else. I don't really care for social media that much right now. So
And on Exit 7, you can find them.
No, you will not find me at Exit 7.
There's a reason,
point, Joe. Not Exit 7.
Not Exit 7.
You will not find me there. You will never find me on Marbach. You will never find me doing the stinky leg. You will never find me down the streets of Torta City. You will never find me there. You'll find
you
me
heard
Joe.
it. You might find Joe. Joe might be there, and he'll definitely have a conversation with whoever that lives in the area. What's good, family? I'm back. Richie, it's good to finally see your name on the comments, brother. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like and you keep watching, especially when we get into the quarterback conversations. Would love to know your thoughts, brother. All right, fellas. Well, give me some good news before we start some sports conversation. I want to hear some genuine good news, unless it's real sad. Let's leave that off right now. Okay, let's leave it off. Yeah, come on, Joe. Talk to me.
No, it was just good, man, to be off like a 3-day weekend for Memorial Day weekend. So that was good, man. They gave me the day off for Saturday. So I was loving it. You know, down to the coast, a couple of days. It was fun.
What's that?
Same. I mean, I didn't get the full weekend off. I got 2 days. Took the family down to the beach, had a good time. You know, a nice relaxation, definitely what we needed till the damn jellyfish rolled around and tried to ruin our day.
Okay, gotta give me some more details of that. That's hilarious. Please.
No, like the Corpus, Rockport, Padre Island. It was very windy this weekend. It was like 29 miles per hour wind.
Yep.
So the wind was blowing all the jellyfish onto the shore, basically. Dead or alive.
That's
the
what I was getting at. Okay.
Yeah.
So the dead ones, no worries, no issue. The live ones, anybody get that you saw in your close
some kids got taken out.
Dang. All right. RIP to the ones out there that lost some children. My condolences to you.
I don't think the children got lost.
Hey man, this is improvised. All right. Well,
I'm not going to debate that one, Joe. You know what? Leave that to the people.
I didn't see the news on that. Well, don't get your news from here. Okay, that's basically what that means. All right, fellas. Well, before we get into by the way, NFL conversation of today.
Wait. How's your weekend?
Oh, thanks for asking. It was nothing to really talk about, so that's why I never really bring any. Kind of boring guy here, but nothing big. Yeah, no cool news, no jellyfish, no cool 3-day weekend story for you. But
family breathing, everyone's okay.
Family breathing. I'm blessed, and I
That's good news, then. That's
receive
good news.
mercy every day. Yes, that is good news. I agree. But before we get into any NFL talk, guys, the playoffs is getting a little spicy. Joe, I am a Knicks fan, but I also am a self-proclaimed I am a casual.
Yeah.
So I tell people that too. I say, hey, I don't really watch anymore, but I mean, I've been a Knicks fan for years. And the Knicks are good now, so that's great. But if we start losing, don't come at me because I'm not even coming at you while we're winning. And of course, while I was at work, I heard a bunch of things like, "Oh yeah, well, hey man, the Pacers." I said, "Dude, I don't understand why you come at me. I don't really care." But guys, y'all talk to me about what y'all are seeing because I think both teams, OKC and Indiana Pacers, are up 3-1.
Yeah.
What y'all gathered? What's y'all's thoughts? Talk to me about some NBA playoffs.
So with both teams, they're on the cusp of the NBA Finals, and those teams were built through the GMs trading people away. It wasn't like big time players getting traded to those teams for the most part. Pascal Siakam was probably the biggest mover for the Pacers, but other than that, it was guys that were taken from other teams and just building through the draft and stuff like that. So it's kind of good that this is happening. Like it's parity in the NBA where you don't need the top guys in a sense to compete. Like it's showing like, all right, you can have a team built and you grind it out and you can end up making it to the NBA Finals. And it's great to me to see that.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see some small market teams actually doing some real good, getting some face, some time out there. That's the thing. These are not teams that people are just willing to go to, Milton. These are teams that just people don't see themselves, living off the life. You got people that go to California because, of course, the California lifestyle, the beaches, and all the good stuff there. Or you got Miami, New York, all the good stuff, the big cities, the big markets. Right. Places where you can get big sponsorship, big money. So it's nice to see OKC and Indiana, who have been, grinding their way back to a NBA Finals. Indiana hasn't done it since the 2000 season. Freaking OKC hasn't done it since 2012. So it's nice to see them grinding back up. A lot of them doing the right way. A lot of it through draft. They did get some nice trades. Isaiah Hartenstein for the Oklahoma Thunder. And then Pascal Siakam for the Indiana Pacers, getting them from the Toronto Raptors. So there's been some good things there. What I will say is that is very disappointing for me to see is that you got some guys like a Jalen Brunson, like an Anthony Edwards, who are really struggling. These are guys that people got in their top 10, but they're really struggling to really move that needle forward. I already heard the excuse from one of my buddies that said, Ant just looks tired. Well, Anthony Edwards, this is his second year in the conference finals. He should have been more prepared this time around. And if he's tired, then that's on him. There's no excuse here about it. And as far as Jalen Brunson and them, they're just them trading away Julius Randle is showing right now. They're not physical enough to compete with the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers are a very physical team, and they've been grinding it out and showing it this whole series.
Yeah. Is there any chance, fellas? Give me some hope. Any chance that the Knicks might be able to make a move?
I don't know.
Okay, I wanted to.
No, they might be able to extend it another game possibly, but being down 3-1, it's not going to happen.
No, there's not enough conviction on that team right now to push it to to a game 7 to make it a threat. Mm-hmm. Then late in the game yesterday, Miles Turner shoved actually Karl Anthony Towns into one of the Pacers, and his injured knee got buckled basically in that play. So there's a good chance that he will be playing very limited, or maybe not even play at all in Game 5.
Yeah, there goes that. Yeah.
So that already hurts your situation. And then Coach Thibodeau has been horrible, switching bad lineups, keep putting guys resting times at the worst situation possible. This has been one of his very poor performances as a coach, which is why you've seen Coach Thibodeau bounce around the league so many times. He's known for only doing a 7-man rotation, sometimes a 6-man rotation, which is not healthy for his players. And even now, his decision-making on bringing guys off the bench has been very bad. So the Knicks honestly don't have a shot right now.
All right. Flipping on the other side, what about the T-Wolves?
The T-Wolves, if Anthony Edwards goes crazy for the next 3 games, and SGA all of a sudden falls off a cliff. That's what's going to happen. I'm like, it's Anthony Edwards. He has to play at an elite level in order for the Timberwolves to even be competitive, because SGA, he's been playing up and down in the series. Like you see when he takes it over, but the other Jalen Williams came up big in the last game, and it's not just SGA. The Thunder are one of the deepest teams in the NBA. They probably go 10, 11 deep if they want to, and it's just the Timberwolves, they're broken down. Other than Anthony Edwards, who's that next real guy? They thought Naz Reid would be that guy. They thought Julius Randle could be that guy. In spurts, you see it, but it's just not like consistent enough besides Anthony Edwards by himself.
Well, even at that, to go at it, my problem with Anthony Edwards has been is that he's too passive as well. Yep. There's this notion that he believes, because he's saying this in press conferences, that he's making the right play every time. His teammates just not executing. He's low key digging at them without, trying to be actually, without digging out them in the press conferences. But the problem is when you're the best player and you're only putting up 15 points and the rest of your team, your bench was putting up numbers. Yeah. We need more from you. You're what people consider a top 5 player. You're someone that people consider better than Luka Doncic, which I'm not there yet. I'm not going there. Just because he's a better defender, he's a better, and stuff like that. He's a better two-way player. Mm-hmm. But if in the playoffs in back-to-back years, you in the conference finals, you struggle, you make bad playmaking, you're not a top 5 player for me. And I argue with people like he's not even the best shooting guard in the league right now, in my opinion. So Anthony Edwards has a lot to do to step up. If he's not stepping up for the rest of the team, as well, then there's, this whole team's just collapsed. It's the same way as the Knicks. I just don't see them coming back in any way possible at this point. OKC just looks so good. SGA, the MVP, just looks so damn good right now. There's almost nothing stopping them. He has a great lineup with Caruso, a great defender. Chet and J-Dub as great, 2 and 3 players as teammates. This team is working mesh well, and it's going to be Pacers and Thunder. It's going to be a great finals because you just don't know how it's going to mix up. It's really going to be a battle of which of the best players are going to step up and be the better overall player in the series. It's either going to be Tyrese Haliburton or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Love how you broke that down. Brother Nick, Minnesota currently is down 15, probably more or less now. That was a little bit while ago.
16.
16. R.I.P. Nick, thank you for being here, brother. Brandon, you're back. Thanks for being here, dude. Adam Silver has traded all casuals to the Lakers. There was another funny one. Hold on. Travis Hunter's girl got paid more than Shedeur.
That's right.
Is that a fact? Okay, that's a fact.
Well, if they divorce, yeah. He's, Travis Hunter's.
Well, yeah.
Well,
did they just get married? Like,
yeah, they just got married.
They got married with no prenup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who was that boy's financial advisor?
He probably wouldn't listen to him anyway. Yeah.
After that whole thing with his girl this past year, when they were talking about it, he's just stubborn about it right now. He wants to prove them wrong, which I get it. If you're a man in love, like you should be in love. You should be, but we know these girls got things to gain, and sometimes, bro, it's just better to be safe than sorry. So I hope he put everything in his mama's name. So if she does divorce him, she can't take anything from him.
Dion is the financial advisor. We'll fire him. Still fire him. It's not your pops.
His own son fired him during the job. He was like, "Damn, you failed Shedeur. I can't imagine what you're doing to me."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his son said, "You know what, pops? Nah, let me ride this alone. We'll see what happens. Let's get you out of this until I make it." Which it looks very promising. If you saw the OTAs mean almost nothing, by the way, everybody. But good news for all the Shedeur fans out there. He did the best out of the first session of OTAs. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 7 out of 9. What a great stat line.
I think it was three touchdowns actually.
You might be right.
But to be fair, was it with the first team? Was it with the second? With the third? Was it the fourth? Was it who was it with? Was it with the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Joe, bring them on. We have our very own Mr. Got to bring him on quick, man. I'm doing my thing. Mr. What? I'll bring him on. White T. Cody. Oh, damn it, Cody! I just
Whoa.
told you.
I guess he's John Cena now.
There's
There he is. There he is.
Well, there's a lot of white background, so it's okay.
Yeah. Cody,
Was
man.
it a lot
Hey,
of
dude.
background? I had to go run and shut it off.
It's all right. It's all right.
No. I meant the white background with the curtains and the wall and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was
Hotel
bringing it
decor.
up, rolling it up. It's all good. It's all good. Cody, how you doing, dude? I'm glad to see
I'm
you.
all
Man.
right. I'm all right. I made it in the nick of time.
Yeah, don't bring the Knicks up into this, okay?
Oh, that was.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
A
kidding.
New York minute.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. Joe PCA got 15 hour now catching up to you, boy. Is that like
It's baseball.
Okay, please, thank you. Tell Joe next time you see that you pull it up because I don't know what that was actually. I was confused.
That
Okay.
sounds like
Yeah,
a
no.
19 stretch problem. I don't know what I thought
That's
that was no people's debate today.
19 inch
Yeah,
track.
no.
You can catch them there is it every Sunday, Joe?
Every Sunday.
Cody?
Yeah, this past weekend, we decided no show, Memorial Day weekend. Everybody spend it with their families, holiday season.
Breaking news, by the way. Anthony Stretch owned Alex de la Cruz towards ACL, MCL, PCL, LCL, DCL, all the good stuff. As he was at the hospital on Monday. I don't know.
For real? Oh, I was about to say.
He was there for his knee problems, but I was like, damn. I was like, did he tear everything?
You got to stretch
Man,
before you do
Hey,
things.
it must be a Chicago thing, man. Derrick Rose, him, like, he just can't catch a break.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That was wild, Joe. That was good. Right on your feet.
Oh, shit.
LJ, he had to put the white tee on. Yeah, he did. Otherwise, if we ever see Cody without the white tee, yep, there's gonna be problems. And I'm gonna have questions. Say, what's going on, dude?
If we ever went to Houston and we saw him with a black tee, I'm like, false advertisement right there. What the fuck is this?
Damn.
That ain't Cody. What are you talking? Change your name, dude. Change it.
That's-
All right.
That's Code.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Hey, Jose, what? All right. Let's get on football now.
Everyone needs a rapper name, guys. Come on
Everyone,
now.
yeah, sure. Well, that's not a good rapper name. All right. Well,
There's a lot of bad rapper names out there.
that could be a show one day. Who has the worst? But let's get into. I know there's not a lot of news from our sports mailman, but give us something, man. I know there's got to be something out there.
So the little bit of news I was able to scrunch up, Abdul Carter, the first-round pick for the New York Giants, just signed his contract the other day. 4 years, $45 million, fully guaranteed. I don't know what's going on with these first-round draft picks getting fully guaranteed contracts, but hey, all the power to him. Congratulations. Shoot, it's crazy. All these top picks, I've been seeing fully guaranteed. And Shamar Stewart still inside from the Bengals.
Wow. Wait, do you think there's anything to these new guys getting fully guaranteed contracts, Jose? You got anything? Any conspiracy? Anything like that?
I'm wondering. I'm trying to look it up right now if it's a new CBA thing, because like for the rookies, not necessarily for anything afterwards. Because here we go. It looks like they've structured it to where now first round picks will get fully guaranteed contracts. So that is a thing now for them, which is pretty nice. It's good for them. They're young kids out there. They're averaging, the first pick is getting about $43 million on their contract. And I think the 32nd pick is getting about $13 million. So nice there for all those, first round picks to get their money. I do feel bad for Stewart because it looks like the Bengals are trying to fuck with him and honestly not honor that fully guaranteed stuff. They're trying to mess with his money, which is why he won't sign with them.
Yeah. Shout out to the Bengals. Y'all are just making y'all's franchise look more laughable. Whoever negotiated that is the GOAT. Yeah, whoever started that. Yeah, I mean that yeah, like you said, Jose, shout out just because it's good for the players. I like it all the way around. Now, any other?
And then the only other thing, man, we are less than triple digits from kickoff. 99 days and counting to the opening game in Philadelphia against those little birds of Philadelphia against my Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, you're speaking big. Okay, little birds just won a Super Bowl. All right, my man. Okay, I'm not going to do they got to make another one for the Cowboys. Cowgirls anytime I hear that, I'm like, grow up, dude. That's so 2010.
Come on, Milton. We all know what it is. The Brokeback Boys. Okay, we don't gotta make it's not that difficult.
That's good. That's
It's
good,
not
but
that
you might
difficult.
get canceled. Brokeback. All the people that participate in Brokeback situations, it's all love. It's just jokes. Okay. All right. Sorry.
You don't gotta defend it, bro. You just you
Sorry.
make it worse by trying to defend it. Actually,
I do. I think it's good dry humor. Okay, Big Bird Gang. Remember you said that and spelled that incorrectly. So there's a lot of beef right there. There's a lot of animosity.
It's all good. You know, Philly, Dallas, Cowboy beef. I love it.
2 rings to last 20 years. Dry spell. All right. All right. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. Well, first things first. The first conversation in the top list is going to be the top 5 tight ends. Now, fellas, I hope you obliged by this. If not, just tell me. It's all good. I can understand your list more. What we're doing in this way too early series, just like last year, is we are trying to project and predict who is going to be said top 5 tight end for this upcoming year. Same thing when we get in our quarterback conversation. This is who we believe will be considered a top 10 quarterback for next year. Like whoever's going to play at a top 10 caliber year. This is not, however, saying, okay, who had a top 10 year last year? This is not that conversation. This is not a who's the top 10 quarterback in general of all the players that are playing right now. This isn't that conversation. We can have that, but that's not what this is. We are projecting off of what we saw last year, what we see in years prior, what we see progressing, what we the additions of a team, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However y'all want to kind of apply or have certain evidence for yourselves, you can do that. But this is more, projecting on who's going to be this top 10 quarterback and top 5 tight end for this upcoming year. I'll start it off on the tight end just so y'all get an idea on like where I'm going with it. And of course, like whenever I'm done with the top 5 list, same thing with you guys. You can critique, you can do whatever you got to do. All right. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Alondra probably laughing. I wonder at me or Joe. I don't know. I guess Texans got rid of Diggs at the right time. Real quick, because I saw something about that and don't know too much about it. Jose or Joe, fill me in.
So he was filmed on a boat, and it was a bunch of people. Cardi B was supposedly on there too. Around a bunch of females, women, whatever you want to call them. And it looked like he had a substance in his hand, a pink substance. So it's looking like he was hanging out with Diddy, in those type of crazy parties. Just saying.
There's a lot of jokes this show. All right. Y'all got to get used to this. Okay.
If he's dating Cardi B, he went in the right door if he's going that direction.
We know what she did to get her money.
Whoa. Hey, put Alondra's up real quick. And we're not on quarterbacks yet, Alondra. Please stick around.
Right, you gotta save that. You gotta save that stuff for later.
You keep that in the chamber, all right? And you fire on one of us if we don't act right. Okay. All right. So I am going to go first. My way too early predictions of this upcoming year. Again, the way that I made this list is what I've seen this last year, what I could have seen a year prior, and of course, any additions that's been made. This is who I'm just projecting to be a top 5 tight end of this 2025-2026 year. At number 5, this one was tough because I was wrestling between 2 guys. If y'all want to do honorable mentions, by the way, you can. At number 5, I got TJ Hawkinson being a top 5 tight end. Jose, trust me, I'm not going to fight you. I probably agree with you. Number 4, Evan Ingram. Now with the Denver Broncos, I do think he is going to be considered a top 5 tight end. Number 3, I have Brock Bowers. Last year, a lot of people think he's going to be top 1. I say, I'm not there yet, but I think he will be a top 3 tight end this upcoming year. At number 2, I have Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals. And number one, I think George Kittle is going to take over this next year if he stays healthy, of course. Now, fellas,
Okay.
and any pushback before I start asking you guys for y'all's list or any reasoning? Go ahead.
Yeah, with Brock Bowers, do you kind of hold off on him just because he's a 1-year player? He's coming in year 2, of course. With my list, I kind of took a little bit from Jalen in the past, where 1-year players is kind of hard to grade them because they only have 1 year of tape and
Of evidence. Yes. I agree wholeheartedly with Jalen's stance on it for the most part. I think if you just do certain positions, I think you can put them in top, because not a lot's going to change depending on what's around them. The reason why I don't put Bowers at 2 or 1 is just because Geno historically, Pete Carroll's offense, even though it's not really
like run
offense,
base,
it's not really tight end strong. They don't target. Geno Smith doesn't target tight ends really like that, but they might because Brock Bowers is a freak of nature. But I'm just being safe with the number 3. Jose, though, real quick, and actually after I asked this, Jose, I want to jump into your list. Jose, tell me why you made the face with Hawkinson. I probably understand it, but I have a weird feeling just because of the new quarterback. Go ahead.
I get that.
Right.
At the same time, too, with TJ Hawkinson, this is now going to be a nice full off season. He's going to have fully rested, not coming off injury and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a reason why Detroit let him go. He was starting to slow down. He wasn't with the big impact himself anymore. He could be more injury riddled. And another thing too is, in reality, when we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings offensive weapons, he's probably the 4th, 5th option. Let's be honest. Like, he's not. Like, you got Justin Jefferson, you got Jordan Addison. I think they even drafted another wide receiver for whatever reason. I think because some people think they're going to let go of Jordan Addison or trade him away. Then you got Aaron Jones, who's a big impact on the feet. Jordan Mason's there now. So really with TJ Hawkinson, I get it. Like, if this is Michigan and you got, Jim Harbaugh there coaching JJ, maybe, we're focusing on the tight end more. I just don't know if that's really going to be the case here. And as far as your Evan Ingram pick, I get it. There's not a lot going on as far as weapons or strong weapons in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to a high climate, leaving off the cold, the nice warm weather, or Jacksonville. Now he's going to go to high climate. Now he's going to be asked to do a lot. He's also in his early 30s. Mm-hmm. He's more banged up now than ever before. Mm-hmm. It's a good signing for safety net issues, but I'm not putting him in my top 5 because he hasn't done, especially last year, where people thought he was going to do a lot better and he did nothing.
Yep. Okay. Fair rebuttal. Give me your list.
All right. So again, to reiterate, this is what we think they're going to be for the year. This is not exactly who I have as my top 5 guys, or in this particular order. So number 5 is going to be a rookie, Colston Loveland, because I think Ben Johnson's going to focus on the tight ends more than he is on his wide receivers. And early prediction note, DJ Moore will not finish the year as a Chicago Bear. Number 4, Travis Kelce. We got to give respect to what he has done in his career. He still puts in the high numbers as far as tight end receiving numbers. He was 4th last year. If he's better healthy and more focused this year, maybe he can still be around that, 4 or 5 receiving yards this year. So I'll give him the respect for 4. 3, Trey McBride. I think there'll be a little less focus on him this year, a little more focus on Marvin Harrison Jr., but Trey McBride is still one of the key guys on the offense for Arizona, so I'm going to go with there. Number 2, George Kittle. Obviously, we've seen the depletion of the 49ers. They have the easiest schedule. George Kittle just seems prime. He just got a major contract for him this year, so he's prime and ready to get the big bucks or the big numbers. And number 1 is Brock Bowers. Coming in the second year, he is the number 1 option for the Raiders. We get it. Pete Carroll doesn't go for tight ends. Geno doesn't go for tight ends. But what else do you got over there in Vegas? You don't got much. Yes, Jacoby Myers is a nice receiver, but he's a well-known number 2. He's not a well-known number 1. So Brock Bowers is still going to be that big body guy. He's still going to be getting on the numbers, and he's the guy that's probably going to get him close enough to maybe compete in the division in a very stacked division.
Okay. I have one. It's more of a question, not pushback. Fellas, do y'all have any pushback for Jose?
So with Colston, I see the upside. I would have, if we were going to talk about rookies, I would have said Ty Warren, but the quarterback play is really questionable by all means.
Yeah.
And Colston Loveland, he's not even technically tight end one right now. Cole Kmet is there right now. We don't know how Colston Loveland's going to be. We don't know if he's going to pick up the offense. You know, some of these guys, you know, they come in and can they pick up a Ben Johnson led offense? It looks very perplexed, you know, the way he runs it and stuff. And hopefully he's able to catch on, you know, because there's a lot of mouths to feed. You know, you got Swift, DJ, Luther Burden now. You got who else is and Roma Dunze. So that's a lot of people to try to get the ball to.
Oh, I completely get that. To counteract it, this is a Ben Johnson pick. He chose to go with his 10th overall pick to go for another tight end. You know, he is number one, in my opinion. He is number one tight end. He chose to go this route. We know that Cole Kmet is a good player. He's getting older. He'll probably get a good trade piece, probably to Philly, probably to Arizona. Who knows, whatever team is needing a tight end. But this is a Ben Johnson pick. I'm looking at a Sam Laporta type season for Colston Loveland with Ben Johnson at the helm. So that's why I'm going with this right now, as far as Colston Loveland being fifth, because we've seen the last couple of years, rookies have kind of dominated the last 2 years. So I'm not going to say he's going to dominate, but I'm going to say he's going to be high up there.
Yeah.
Question raised, Jose. Raiders have no quarterback, so how is he going to get the ball? Before, if you have a response, Geno Smith is the best quarterback they've had in a couple years. So I do,
years.
even though I think all of us understand that Geno Smith's not that good. He's much better than. No, definitely not better.
Maria and David, hear me out. Who was their quarterback last year? Yeah. And he still got what, 1,300 yards?
Yeah, we got to remember that. We got to put that in perspective. Yeah,
stop that.
It was my brother. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. None of us are Geno lovers. We all think that, you know, I think we've seen the ceiling, but even mid-tier of that is better than what they.
It's going to be interesting with Geno because he's profound to be a gunslinger. So how is he going to like fit in with the Pete Carroll kind of mindset this upcoming season?
Well, okay. Let me correct myself. It wasn't 1,300. It was 1,194. He was 8th best receiver this year.
Yeah, he broke the rookie record that was set by Jamar Chase just a couple seasons ago. So,
to be fair, right? Doesn't
Geno
slightly improves every year, right? I mean, he's not great, but I feel like he got better last year, and the year before he got better than the year before.
So we had this conversation the year before. Yeah, he got. That was when that's the reason why he got paid.
So you think he went down last year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, way more interceptions. His red zone presence was terrible. Yeah,
Cody,
for sure.
Cody, last year the numbers were still up. It was the completions and the QBR that was bad.
Yeah, he was making bad.
Yards were up.
Red zone,
but his decision making was not good. His year before, yes, he got worse. I don't think he played necessarily bad quarterback play, but it wasn't as good as the year before.
But him back with Pete Carroll, who was the guy who believed in him.
Resurrected.
It got to be better for him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would 100% agree.
That's why I got Bowers number 1. That's why.
Hold on real quick. Brandon, thank you for being here again, brother. I don't know if you heard me earlier. Bowers, Beck, Genty is an interesting skill group. It 100% is, dude. It 100% is. This is the question. Funny enough, shout out to you, LJ. Somewhat the question I was going to raise to you, Jose, and then we'll move on to Cody's list. I think Kelsey falls out of top 5. I do as well. He won't be the main guy, and I think they lean towards Worthy more. I say the younger guys too, because Rashee Rice is coming back. Hollywood Brown should be healthy. I think he kind of get phased out regular season wise. We all know. I think playoffs he'll turn up. I don't think he's washed whatsoever. Me having him out of the top 5, I just don't think it's a priority.
I was debating that. I was debating knocking him off the top 5. But at the same time, too, there's this almost like I have to do this for myself, kind of like almost like a revenge tour for him. They just lost the Super Bowl. He just played a horrible game where, yes, he was sick, but at the same time, you're going to put on the helmet, you're going to put on the gear, you better go out there and play. So I think this is personal for him. As the comment Brendan just put up right now, we also don't know if the league's going to suspend Rashee Rice for the first few weeks because of that, DUI and all that stuff that happened last offseason.
Yeah,
So-
that's crazy.
So that might still happen there. As far as Worthy, he's a nice speed runner, a nice gadget player. I don't know. Patrick Mahomes also, that's his guy. That's Travis Kelce. Like we're not gonna pretend one that these tight ends are gonna be putting the highest of numbers. Travis Kelce again, not even last year, not a good season, and it was fourth for tight ends and receiving yards.
Mhm.
So like we're not like this, like honestly, tight ends. Milton, be honest. There's a reason why we did top 5 and not top 10. Because
Yep.
6
you're
through
right.
10 does not really matter. It's really ugly.
right.
The list gets
Yeah.
ugly
I
at
wasn't
that
gonna
point.
do it.
So,
I wasn't gonna do that to us.
so
dude.
it's so easy to be a top 5 guy at this point. That's why Loveland's on my 5. That's why Kelsey's still at 4. Because one, now that Ben Johnson's not in Detroit, I don't know what's gonna happen with Sam Laporta. He was already getting regression in numbers last year because Jamison Williams actually played all year. What's gonna happen this year? So like I'm just wondering what's going on with the rest of the league. So
I agree. I like your list. I don't think it's a blasphemous list whatsoever. The Loveland is a spicy take, but I see where you're going with it. Now, Cody, give us your top 5 tight ends as far as, again, what we're
Projected.
predicting to be a top 5 tight end.
Okay, my list was a little bit on the fly, so forgive me. My number 5, I'm gonna go with Kelsey. I think, like we're saying, Kelsey in his sleep can end up top 5 on the season as a tight end. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Kittle. I think Kittle's just gonna be the main option in San Francisco. I don't think there's no other option really. I know people think Ayuk coming back and all that. No, Ayuk's garbage. He's done. Number 3 is gonna be McBride. I like Trey McBride a lot. I think he's gonna have a good season. My number 2 is gonna be Brock Bowers, and then my number 1, I'm gonna show love to that y'all can have a poo-poo season and bounce back this year. It's gonna be Sam Laporta. He's gonna have the best season for tight ends this year.
Very spicy.
Just because
take.
Ben Johnson's gone, you won't be able to run the crazy offense you were doing with St. Brown and stuff. I think they're gonna rely more on a lot more simpler stuff with Sam Laporta.
Okay. Number 1, yeah, that is very spicy, dude. Another spicy take. I don't have much pushback. Again, I understand Kelsey being on there. That's why, again, when when Jose made the face on Hockenson, easily you can put Kelsey over Hockenson. I just got a certain
But
feeling about
Ingram,
it.
though,
Ingram, yeah, man. I think the way that Sean Payton historically
It's that Bo
runs a
Nix
offense,
season.
it's Bo Nix
and it's
love,
that
yeah.
Bo Nix season. All right. There ain't a lot of options over there. You got big old Cortland Sutton that was reliable. And I say Evan Ingram. Yes, he's older, and I understand the pushback, and you could be completely right. I just have I got a Bo Nixie kind of feeling. I don't know.
Okay.
No.
Bo Nixie.
Yeah, that was a
Nixie.
little. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Let's put
All
that
right.
on the t-shirt. Bo Nixie.
We get it. You're both sexual, but calm down.
All right. See, that's a little. I'll make up a better word. All right,
Hey,
Joe.
so
go
who
ahead
do
with
you
your-
love more right now, Brock Purdy or Bo Nix?
We'll do that another day. Come on.
It's Bo Nix.
Joe,
It's Bo Nix.
Joe,
Actually, no, we're doing quarterbacks today. We know the answer.
Well, we'll see. All right, Joe, give me your top 5. We could go so we can go on to quarterback.
Already. So at number 5, I have Sam Laporta. Feel like he is gonna have a bounce back season. Jared Goff, I feel like he's gonna have to look for him a little bit more this season. Jamison Williams probably gonna be doing something stupid yet again, get suspended like he's been doing the past couple seasons. At number 4, I have Brock Bowers. At number 3, I have Travis Kelce. At number 2, I have Trey McBride, and at number 1, I have George Kittle.
It's not
Yep.
a bad list. Yeah.
I don't got really much to say.
Yeah, like I was going back and forth at 5 between Mark Andrews and Sam Laporta. I feel like Mark Andrews is gonna, come back kind of fierce after him having that bad drop in the playoff game. I feel like, the way Lamar came to his defense, I feel like he's gonna play a comeback season this upcoming season.
Real quick, Brandon. Hey, man, you're gonna upset me. All right. I remember that game. Don't worry. I got it. That happened. It totally happened. All
Use
right.
some of his Nixie dust looking at.
I like that better. Thank you, Cody. I'm taking that from you. I'm putting a trademark on it. Kelsey's too high. LJ, I agree, but I see their point. It's a valid point. It is Kelsey.
He
It
doesn't
is
even have
Pat
to try,
Mahomes.
and he can really be top 3. I'm telling you. It's
The thing why I still have Travis high is because Pat is going to have to get that ball out pretty quick, depending on how this offensive line is looking. It's really young. It's a makeshift line now. And what do you have to do? You have to get the ball out even quicker. And who's the guy that usually gets it out too quick? Travis Kelsey.
Yeah,
And we got to remember too, like, and this is kind of the reason why Sam Laporta kind of fell out my top 5 here is also like the Chiefs have a tough schedule this year. And I'm not saying they're not going to overcome it or whatnot. They can still probably get 12 wins and all that stuff. But when other guys go down or they get suspended or whatever, who's there? It's Mr. Reliable. It's Travis Kelsey. You know, it's just it is what it is. Like he's not the Hall of Famer and he's not the icon, the guy or whatever, the best tight end to some people that he used to be. But this is still him. This is Mr. Reliable. Same thing like with Gronk when, you know, his Tampa days, you know, that was Mr. Reliable for Brady. So,
yep. 100%, fellas. All right. Well, tight ends, I knew it wouldn't get real dicey. It's like a more conversation. It's not much. Oh, what kind of evidence did you use for that? Unless I said something outrageous like Mike Gesicki, which that actually could be a hot take. He could be a top 5 tight end. We'll see. But anyways, all right. Let's not.
He's not even the best tight end in his own division. Probably not even the top 3.
That's a good point. Fair enough. Yeah, that's actually a valid point. Yeah, sure. 100%. Also, we left, Njoku. I think he's one of those guys that can be a sleeper, but it's just the quarterback. Exactly.
Yeah. Who the fuck's throwing him the ball?
It's the quarterback. So, depending on the quarterback, I think Njoku, talent-wise, he can be up there as well. All right.
Njoku.
I mean, we could have argued Hunter Henry, Milton, you know.
Wait,
but we're not going. We're not going to do that, right? Because we're not crazy.
If you want me to, I will. I will do. I will do it.
I don't know. Don't worry, Cody. I'm with you.
Jake Ferguson or Hunter Henry though.
Jake Ferguson.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Jake Ferguson.
Right. Yeah, I'm just kidding. All right, probably.
As far as what what the situation they're in right now, yes.
Of course, I would take
Jake Ferguson. Wasn't Ferg on your top 5 last year, Joe?
Yeah, I had him at 5.
Yeah, he fell out quick with the rest of the team.
All right. Leave Joe alone.
Hey, I'm here for all the smoke. I don't care. Bring it.
No more belief.
I was upset because I had him on fantasy, and I was like, damn it. He had good games, but it was once that.
Yeah, I have him like at 7. Like if I'm looking at it like 7, like right up Sam, and Dallas Goedert competing between like 6 through 8.
Dallas Goedert could be like 6 or 5. I think
I got him like an 8.
I don't like Goddard, man. I don't know why.
Goddard, I could see him top 10.
He's a touchdown or bust type of guy though with him.
Right, yeah.
No, I could see top 10, LJ. I don't. 6 is kind of
top 10 for sure. You know, I feel like he's between 6 to 8.
All right, here we go. Quarterback rankings, top 10. Again, for clarification purposes, so everybody doesn't come at me for any reason, doesn't come at Cody or Joe.
Fellas, please send all your complaints over to Milton. Okay, he is the host of the People's Debate. He brought up this topic. He made the caption. He made the logos and everything. This is on him today.
All right. Yeah, it is. So come at me if you want. We'll talk about it. We're going to debate it. But this is our. Go ahead.
No, I was just say, just so you know, everybody, he's probably going to have Back Party 1, Bo Nix 2. And he wish he could put Derek Carr 3.
That would be. I wish I was in the. I wanted to be in the business of that because I think that could go viral. But I definitely will lose credibility because I don't think that will happen. So I'm not going to do that. I think credibility is more important than shock value. So again, not criteria. What I used is the play that I've seen from these players. And of course, again, what's going into this next year, what has either been added, subtracted, the momentum, whatever the case may be. This is who I am predicting to be a top 10 quarterback of the 2025-2026 year. At 10, I'll start at 10, okay? Hold your horses, write it down. So if y'all have rebuttals, if you want to refute me, please do.
Just here it already goes. I already know.
Wait till I'm done. I'm done. Number 10, I got Brock Purdy. You darn skippy. Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay. Good. Good. All right.
Overrated.
Good. All right. We're on the right. But
I'm really
Jose,
surprised you have him at 10. I was kind of
yeah,
surprised.
dude. No, you shouldn't be. Well,
It's already overrated. It's fine.
yeah, Jose, just leave it alone and get to me a little bit. All right. let me say it. Let me be happy for a little bit, and then I'll get upset. All right. Brock
You're
Purdy.
explaining yourself.
Brock Purdy at 10. At number 9, I have Baker Mayfield. At
Mhm.
number 8, I have Matt Stafford. At number 7, I have Dak Prescott. At number 6, I have Jalen Hurts. At number 5, I have Justin Herbert. At number 4, I have Lamar Jackson. Number 3, Joe Burrow. Number 2, Josh Allen. And at number 1, Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes last year had a very not even a terrible year, but for his standards, a bad year. Why? Because he didn't have a lot of talent around him, and his offensive line was bad. Same thing all the way to 10. Brock Purdy had no help at all. His defense was terrible. But I think all these 10 quarterbacks will be considered top 10 after next year. Come on, talk to me.
Matthew Stafford too low.
Yeah.
Too low. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Okay. Let me give my I should have started with this. Honorable mentions that I think could have a top 10 year. I just am not that confident. CJ Stroud, Jared Goff, Jaden Daniels, and Kyler Murray.
I will ask you, with all the weapons and the amazing team Brock Purdy has versus CJ Stroud, what will exactly be the reason he performs better than CJ Stroud this upcoming season?
You're being sarcastic. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. Is that what you're doing?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think from last year, what I gathered from last year, both players had a issue with injuries, right? CJ Stroud had hold on, wait on the comics. I'm a reply to them. CJ Stroud had injuries on the offensive line, and the offensive line also just didn't play well. Same thing. Brock Purdy had a terrible offensive line. Trent Williams was in and out. When he went out, you saw it, and it showed big time. Nico Collins was in and out of the lineup. Fair enough. Brock Purdy didn't have a running game necessarily to help him with the play action ability. His number one receiver was really George Kittle or Jawan Jennings, right? Ayuk was out. So I think when I saw both of those quarterbacks deal with that, I saw Brock Purdy put the team on his back, and he played well. Did he play elite? No, I'm not saying that, but he had a good year for what he had available to him. With CJ Stroud, I think he got too much flack last year because he did what he needed to do in most scenarios. It just, everything crumbled around him, but he got to benefit off of a top 8 defense. It's not CJ Stroud. Brock Purdy had a 25th ranked defense. I think in yards, they were top 10, but in points, they were 20 something. So when I put those together, and then also Brock Purdy getting paid for even the season that he had, I think his trajectory is going to go up. I think we saw the floor of Brock Purdy. Oh, Brock Purdy without all the weapons, he's going to be Mr. Irrelevant again. He wasn't. He had a decent season even without all of the weapons. It started off better than it ended. I agree. I'll concede that. But I just think this upcoming year, he will be asked to sling it more, and I think the running game will be a factor for him to play at a top 10 level, especially when he did have a running game. He was top 3. So, CJ Stroud, the only reason why I didn't have him, just so everybody knows, is because I think that offensive line is a work in progress, and I think they will rely more heavily on the running attack. That's all. I think the team probably might be better than the 49ers. I just think quarterback play, I think Brock Purdy will have a better year than CJ Stroud. Just this year. I ain't saying he's better.
And you had no Jared Goff, right, on your list?
Nah, he was an honorable mention. I
was just making sure.
Yeah, fair enough. I with Jared Goff, I just can't right now because of the offensive coordinator situation. I don't know what Jared Goff is without Ben Johnson or a great anytime when Sean McVay was still calling plays, but he didn't have talent around him, which is not the case this year. He played not great. When he always had Sean McVay and Ben Johnson. Is this new offensive coordinator the same guy? Cool. Then he'll have a top 10 year because he's played like a top 10 quarterback the last couple of years. But I just don't think this year is that year. Real quick, let me go into comments and then I will ask you guys and more if y'all got more rebuttals. No Jalen Hurts slander before we start. I'm not gonna. Hey man, I got him at what? I got him at 6. Come on, that's good for me, dude. A lot of people think I hate Jalen Hurts. I don't.
You do.
I see what's up with y'all, man. I don't hate Jalen Hurts. I like the guy. Jalen over Herb. So if you say body of work because of 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl win, a Super Bowl MVP, sure, LJ, I get it. But I mean, as a quarterback, when I watch both quarterbacks, what quarterback's a better quarterback? But that's not where I'm going with
Herbert for sure.
Yeah, and that's not where I'm going with this conversation anyway. I'm just saying next year, I think Justin Herbert will have to kind of, in a way, play like his talent demands him to play. I'll take CJ over Purdy, but yeah, that line. Again, as a quarterback, I'm not arguing that. That's not my argument. Just next year, this is my prediction.
Right, that's not
There's going to be a ton of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it kind of is, but all right, we're not going to go there. Jose, let me have it, dude.
All right. My top 10 quarterback list for the season. Again, as Muslim says, this is not our actual QB rankings. This is what we think they will be by the end of the season. Not what they are. Number 10, Jared Goff. You're not going to like it. It's cool. You have questions about the OC. I get it. That line is still the same. The gentleman they got as a new OC, Morton, he was a pass coordinator for Bo Nix last year. So if you love Bo Nix, you're gonna be okay with this guy.
Bo Nix made him. Sorry. All right, go ahead. Sorry. Continue. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Watch, he made Bo Nix and Bo Nix tanks this year. Wow.
Stop.
Oh,
just go.
It was a joke. Number 9, give me CJ Stroud. For as many questions we do have about his old line, CJ Stroud is still going to perform. He lost all his wide receivers last year. They got him way too many maybe this offseason. But as a precautionary, I think that's going to be okay. Give me another, playoff run for CJ Stroud, maybe another divisional round appearance. Number 8, it's a little regression from last year, but give me his second year, Jaden Daniels. Look, I get it. We don't want to hype up quarterbacks or rookies too much. But if we're talking about prediction, what we see by the end of the season, Jaden Daniels has all the skills. Right now, in my opinion, he is Lamar 2.0, and he might have a better start than Lamar did. So I'm going to keep him in my top 10. Sorry, Jalen. Number 7, Matthew Stafford. Now, he might be too low for some people, maybe too high. I don't know. I have questions about his elbow, but we know that no matter what, with Sean McVay, with the weapons he has, he's still going to ball. But late in the season, he might regress, and that's what I worry about because his elbow's not the same. Number 6, give me the Super Bowl MVP. Give me Jalen Hurts. Number 5, he's got one of the easiest schedules this year. I think his team is going to take the division again. Give me Baker Mayfield. Number 4, give me Joe Shiesty. This team is struggling to get him a defense, but he has all the offensive weapons out there to really put in some work. Number 3, 3-time champion Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, the current MVP Josh Allen. And number 1, the 2-time, 1-time unanimous MVP Lamar Action Jackson.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Any pushback, fellas? I got a question, but I'll let you fellas go for it.
With Baker at 5, or you had him at 5, right?
Yep.
With that, do you see any kind of regression in a sense because they didn't address their defensive needs, so now he's going to have to sling it even more now, and you know how he likes to sling the ball, and a lot of times that gets him in trouble.
Well, that will boost up his numbers, and he's been a lot safer in Tampa than he was in his days with Cleveland and Carolina. And if we're going to have those same concerns, then Joe Burrow shouldn't be my number 4.
Yep.
That was a good fireback.
Very good point.
But you got to think about the interception numbers compared to each other. Joe Burrow's is way more or less compared to Baker Mayfield's.
That's why Baker's under him.
Yeah, Baker's under him, but I think, what is it? Joe had like 9 last year?
9, I think.
9. Okay, I get it. Baker led the league in interceptions, but that didn't stop them from looking real good, last year. And that's with, no Mike Evans for like 3 weeks. No Chris Godwin after like week 5, week 6, whatever it was for the rest of the season. Now they got Emeka Buka out here. So now they have Cade Otton, which is an underrated tight end. We're not going to put him in our top 5, but he is underrated. So
I agree.
McMillan
and Bucky Irvin. We're talking about offenses here. We're talking about quarterback stats. We're not really talking about defense. So again, this is why he's below Joe. But top 5 with the top 11 easy schedule. Yeah, I like this a lot.
I could agree.
Okay.
I don't have I of course had Baker at 9, but I mean I just didn't have the cojones to put him at 5. I could see him having an MVP caliber year just because of all of the weapons that he has, especially if some of them stay healthier than they did last year. Joe, I get it as far as the interception thing. One, he's a risk it kind of guy, but even touchdown interception ratio, he was still fine. I was like, so it's all good. Still all good.
He has came back from like the dead because remember what happened with him in Carolina and Cleveland. Yep. He pretty much came back and with the Rams all of a sudden. Then Tampa took a risk on him and look what he's doing right now. Hopefully it continues. So it's just going to be interesting to see. The thing with me is how is that defense going to hold up for him? I know he can't predict how the defense is going to play. It's just you had a bunch of weapons on the offense. Did you need another wide receiver? Probably not. You could have got more defensive-minded people on the other side of the ball.
Right, but so if we were talking about Tampa Bay as a team, sure. But as a quarterback, that's just does nothing but gives him more volume. So sure, he can make a couple more mistakes, but also he can make some bigger baller plays depending on if these guys stay healthy. So I like Baker. Even at 5, he's higher than on my list, but I like him there. I will ask you. Go ahead.
I will say, to finish off on Baker here. Look, he did lead the league in interceptions. It was 16. It's not that far off from a lot of other people. Still took that team to the division title. He was, I think, 3rd in yards last year still and 2nd in touchdowns. So while, yes, there's some negative on it, he still put up a lot of positive on that side.
No, he changed a lot of narratives for a lot of people last season. The way he played, everybody was like, can he do it again? And now can he continue like the reign of what the Bucks have in that division?
The same way you're trying to tell me Tyrese Halliburton's the second best Indiana Pacer after 2 back-to-back conference finals appearances, then I can argue Baker Mayfield back-to-back division titles is the best in that division.
Okay, division titles going to one series before the NBA finals. It's a lot different from almost, one and done.
Get off NBA. Good point, though. I like it. I do have 2 questions for you, Jose. When it comes to Jaden Daniels, is it just because of his last year and his offensive line got much better? I concede to that 100%. You get another weapon in Deebo Samuel. Concede to that. I get it. Defense, I don't think is better, but if Lattimore takes a step like he should, I think it could be better 100%. Yeah. Now, again, forget defense. We're not talking about that. When it comes to Jaden Daniels, you will admit that this upcoming year, if everything if it's close to what we're predicting as far as his competition, what he's playing this year versus last year as far as pass defenses are much more difficult than last year. Last year, a lot of the teams that he played, their pass defense was absolutely dog poop. And, he got to benefit. He did his job. I ain't taking nothing from him. But this year, again, injuries, and if our predictions are just completely wrong, it seems like he's playing a much stronger schedule. Do you put that? Do you just think that highly of Jaden Daniels that he'll still perform at a top 10 level? Because last year he did. I ain't arguing that.
Right. So for the Puerto Rico sports people that followed us, we did an end of the year quarterback rankings, and I had Jaden Daniels 4th. I think he did the 4th. He was the 4th best quarterback this past season. Okay. Now, yes, he is going to have a second place schedule, which is a little more harder. Right. I think they played the whole entire NFC North, so that increases the difficulty chances there. But what this team did for him this offseason in getting better, solidifying some more, of his weaknesses, I think that's where he'll still regress, right? Because I'm saying he was 4, and now I have him at 8. Right, so he is still regressing, but I do think that this is a team that's still stays high, stays elevated, because like I said, I do feel like or his first year had a Lamar Jackson-esque rookie season.
Mhm.
We know that his second year, Lamar Jackson went on to win the MVP. I'm not saying Jaden Daniels is going to do that, but if he can keep up that trajectory, and this team has better weapons for him than what Lamar did with Baltimore, then I think he still can be top 10 quarterback in the league just based off the 2025 season.
Okay. And last question I got, and then we'll move on to Cody's list. Lamar Jackson at number 1. I ain't mad at you because, I mean, as a quarterback, him and Joe Burrow had the best year last year, and Lamar was more efficient. So I give you that. When it comes, what makes you confident that he'll either continue that? Do you think that they will be more not pass heavy, but throw it more? Because as far as attempts, what were they like? I believe they were 30th in attempts. They didn't throw it much because they didn't need to. I mean,
Right.
I ain't counting that against them either. But do you think his statistics, which is going to be hard to do, get better? Because being if he's going to be the best quarterback, doesn't mean he's going to be MVP, but the best quarterback next year, I mean, he has a lot he's going to have to do.
Yeah, I get it. He was 16th in attempts, and I think he was still top 6, top 7 in yards as far as just passing. We're not talking about his rushing yards on this situation. Look, the thing is too, he is a legit dual threat quarterback. He has now done a 4,000-yard passing season. That's not something you can argue about him no more. That he has the capability to do that. They got him DeAndre Hopkins. Old man Hopkins, don't get me wrong. We can concede to that. But it got him another weapon, another safety net in case Zay Flowers falls again and whatnot. But I think regular season wise, we know that we have questions about him in the playoffs and all this other stuff. But regular season wise, he's still putting up the numbers on a full scrimmage yards. And look, he's gotten better in passing. He has a nice smooth throw. He had 4 interceptions last year. So I only think he's just going to continue to get better. I'm not saying it's going to decrease, right? He might have 5 or 6 this year, but he's taking care of the ball a lot better, which is which is a lot of big concern for us before. As far as him, I mean, him and Josh Allen are 1 and 2. I could have easily put Josh Allen at 1, and I understand if you do because he has the 6th easiest schedule out of all these guys. So we get it. But Lamar Jackson, when you're counting his rushing and his passing, I just think it just takes him over the top.
Fair enough. Cody, give me your top 10, brother.
All right, here we go. So at my number 10, I got Jaden Daniels. At my number 9, I got Justin Herbert. At my number 7,
hold on, Cody, go back to number 8.
You could have told me 3 numbers ago.
Go back to number 8.
When you missed the exit, and they're like, "Where are you going?" All right, I got number 10. At number 10, I got Jaden Daniels. At number 9, I got Justin Herbert. At number 8, I got Jalen Hurts. At number 7, I got CJ Stroud. At number 6, I got Baker Mayfield. At number 5, I got Patrick Mahomes. At number 4, I got Matthew Stafford. At number 3, I got Joe Burrow. At number 2, I got Lamar Jackson. And number 1, I got Josh Allen.
Damn, Cody coming with the spice right now.
Right, a little Nixie dust.
Jalen Hurts at 8. Ooh. So nothing happened. You said Jalen Hurts at 8, right? You had no confidence with the playoff or anything like that? It's just...
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that the team ain't going to win, but Jalen Hurts has never really put up crazy top 5 stats, you know what I mean? So I don't see that coming as far as him throwing 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. I mean, you know what I mean? So
that would be I told Jalen on his TikTok live the other day, that would be the Lamar thing to do. I ain't saying he's Lamar Jackson, but Lamar and Josh Allen kept checking off boxes. Like, okay, Josh Allen, you're a turnover machine. Boom, last year, check that off. No, I'm not. Lamar, you can't pass. You're not a real passer. Yes, I am. Check mark.
Yeah, but
Jalen Hurts,
if
all he
Hurts
has to do is do that.
if Jalen Hurts did that, then he would be choosing his stats over winning because they would win less, and that would be very stupid.
Unless it's called for him, because like in the Super Bowl, Saquon couldn't do anything.
Right,
He was
that's
called
a
to
one-off.
play, and he did.
Right.
No, well, he's done that a couple times, and I'm if everybody thinks I'm a Jalen Hurts hater, but I appreciate the fact, and no, I'm not. But I mean, I'm not mad at that you have him where he's at, because I agree when it comes to historic regular season, he barely puts up top 10 numbers as a quarterback.
Right. To be fair,
but with context, we understand, okay, he does play a pivotal part in that offense. So that's why I do give him respect. And I think me and Jose agree on number 6. I couldn't put him top 5 because he could jump there and I could be wrong, but I just can't do that yet.
I think I'm putting in, remember, like with 6, I'm also, like, for me in my head, like part of it is also including postseason, and which, like, most of the time he does do good postseason numbers. I know he's not the most spectacular. I get it, Cody. I get it. Last year compared to 2023, they basically cut like 170 yards less attempts than he did like the year before.
100%.
I get it, but that's also with Kellen Moore. I don't know what's gonna be like going on, because again, they changing his OC again for like the 6th time in like 5 years. So it's like, I don't know what Jalen Hurts I'm gonna get, but I'm considering that if they have a lengthy playoff run, that's gonna elevate him to 6. I guess I can't be too mad when you put him at 8 because we just don't know. But at the same time, it's just like, dang, is he ever gonna get over the hump for some people? I just don't like. I guess there's just some, like with you and other people, like he's just never gonna get over that hump of like 8 through 12 or whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah, his production is going to have to go up. Individual passing production, right. And in order for you to move up list in the quarterback division, you have to do more passing. And the way, I'm not saying he doesn't win with the way he plays, but in order for him to move up in that list of the Joe Burrows and stuff, you gotta be a passer like that, or you're never going to enter that conversation. Period.
Right on. I like how you're projecting that Stafford stays healthy, because I would have had him
gonna have a season, bro.
I would have had him higher if I can guarantee, because his offensive line got even thinner. Like last year, those couple injuries kind of made it bad, but they had a couple pieces that they can like fit in. This year, it's even thinner. 2 injuries on that offensive line. Stafford's done. So I could see your vision. Devontae Adams, Puka, running game going. Stafford will
running
be
game, everything.
Can we be honest? Can we be honest too? This is probably Stafford's last year as a Ram.
It may be, yeah. It may be even his last year even playing. He may retire after the Rams.
He might, because with the Rams, they have 2 first-round picks next year. The goal would be getting their future, depending who comes out the draft and stuff like that. So maybe this is Stafford's last year. I know they just re-extended him, not the amount that he wanted, but enough to keep him around for a short amount of time more.
Yep.
So we'll see.
And
yeah, they were actively trying to trade him away. So they were trying to get off that money and kind of build for the future already. But, I would have been dumb if they would have did that with this quarterback class. But luckily, they got a lot of ammo. They got that second first-round pick, I think, from the Falcons. So hopefully the Falcons are bad and they have 2 top 15 picks possibly.
Azeez Al-Shir hit Stafford in game 1. League hates him again.
That's tough.
That'll be funny.
I would lean a lot towards what y'all saying about Stafford and his elbow and all that. If it was another quarterback, but it's Stafford, and Stafford, that kind of stuff doesn't faze him. He takes a little shot in the back, and he's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a dog, bro. When like some of these games, I'll be seeing like him have his eyes roll back into his head, and I'm like, how is he even back on the field? I don't know what he has, like with these sideline people who are supposed to like check on you, and it's like, bro, they throw him back in the game. I'm like, bro, you shouldn't even let him back on the field.
Well, these players know how to lie, bro. These players know how to lie and try to 100%. Get through it. They're trying to get back on the field.
Yeah,
especially the veterans. They know exactly what words to say and all of that. They're golden in that. Remember when Jalen Hurts was trying to come back and he's like, oh no, I'm good. And
he missed like a month.
Yeah. You weren't good, dude, the whole time. But yeah, there's a
Hey, who was the guy who said I had an L list? Is that the
Well,
Jalen Hurts fan?
not yeah. So
Yeah.
LJ, he's an Eagles fan, so he
Yeah.
definitely thinks you have an L list for sure.
Yeah.
Hot take: Browns have 2 potential top 10 picks next year draft. I think they trade the higher one to the Rams for 2 or 3 first, so the Rams can get their replacement QB. That would be interesting. That's fun. Well, that would be that is a hot take, but I like it. Browns then try and rebuild a 5 first over the 2 years. For Browns, I think that would be the best case scenario, right?
The
Depending
Browns are
on
going
the
to draft
quarterback.
3 quarterbacks next year. Watch.
And they'll be all gone
No,
within 6
they'll be
months.
like what the Timberwolves did that one year. Got two point guards back to back.
Oh, man,
Well, I'm saying they got two. They drafted 2 this year. They're going to step it up next year. We get 3,
and the first 4 picks, we're gonna get 3. That's gonna
and then they're going to have 5 rookie quarterback contracts.
I saw a report that
fancy.
said
There's no way I can fail here. There's no way I can fail.
I saw a report said Shadur already like blew out all the other quarterbacks.
I bet again, if he's as talented as people that love him say he is, that people that he says he is, it's an easy task for him because of his competition. So I hope so. And I've heard the same thing. So yeah, I heard the same thing. Okay,
Yeah, but-
Joe. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but that could also be the numbers with the third stringer. So let's not get too crazy.
That's true.
Right, fair.
There's context that's needed. But all right, moving on. Joe, go ahead. Give us your top 10, brother.
All right. So at number 10, I have my boy Rain Dakota Prescott at number 10. At
Wow.
number 9, I actually have possibly the best quarterback in Texas right now, CJ Stroud.
Okay.
At number 8, I have Baker Mayfield. Hopefully gets back on those insurance commercials again. We need him back. At number 7, the guy I was hating the past couple seasons and I've grown to love, Justin Herbert at number 7. At number 6, the guy who just won the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Hurts. At number 5, Matt Stafford. At number 4, Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow at number 4. Number 3, Pat Mahomes. Number 2, I have Lamar Jackson. And number 1, the reigning defending MVP, Joshua Allen.
Okay.
Dang, so all 3 of y'all had Patrick Mahomes top 3, right?
4. I had a 4.
4? Okay.
No, 3. No, I had 3. I had 3. It was 3.
Yeah.
I almost moved Patrick Mahomes out of my top 5. I don't know, bro. I don't
What
think
makes
Patrick Mahomes gonna have a top 5 season again.
What makes you think that?
Because he's
'Cause
not
his
playing
receivers
for
are
the
coming
regular
back.
season no more. Those days are long gone for Mahomes. He don't care
a good
about that
point.
shit.
That's a good point. But to win, I think he'll still have to.
I mean, he
But he
put
did-
up
he had-
5,000 yards like 3 seasons in a row. I mean, he don't care. He's doing what
But
Joe
no
Burrow
quarterback
did
has had
5 years
a
ago.
5,000-yard season in the past 2 or 3 seasons.
But he's talking
Yeah.
about when Joe first, when Mahomes first started.
Patrick
Yeah.
had,
I think he only had 2.
He had 2
2?
5,000
Okay.
yards in his first 4 of seasons as a
And he had
starter.
like 2 or 3 seasons with 50 touchdowns. So like, I mean, he's done that.
No, just the
He's
one.
done
Just the one.
the Joe Burrow thing. He don't care about that no more.
We'll see. I do think with the weapons that are coming back for him, and yes, Rashee Rice is a question mark and all that. The offensive line is still a question mark. So I give you, if that's an issue, I give you that. But I think Mahomes, even last year, again, yeah, he didn't have a great year, but he still did what he had to do, at least.
Right.
As long as the offensive line plays somewhat better, it's still Mahomes. I see your point, though, because he doesn't care for the regular season. I agree with that. But I think for them to win regular season games, he has to do something.
And I'm just saying stats, not talent wise. Of course, we all know
I understand.
Mahomes
Of
is.
course,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
It's also, be honest, like the last 2 years, he's had under 30 touchdowns as far as passing.
Right.
The last 2 years. So that does take it in factor. So I understand, Cody. But another thing, too, is the division just got a lot better.
Mhm.
So now the competition is going to get a lot harder, which means Patrick Mahomes is going to have to step up because
That's a good
Because-
point.
because you don't want to be the guy that's like, I'm the best right now, but I lost the division to Bo Nix, or I lost the division to Geno Smith, or I lost it to Justin Herbert. All guys who are beneath me.
Right.
Because
That's a good point.
because Tom Brady, when he had a full healthy season and he was already considered the best in the world, he never lost the division title. So he lost it in 2002 when he wasn't the best yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
When he got hurt too.
yeah, in 2008. Yeah, and we still got 11 wins that year.
Stupid. Missed the playoffs. What kind of nonsense? Give us 7 teams in. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
But anyways, but I say like Patrick Mahomes, like unless he gets hurt, like he's not trying to lose the division. So I think he is. And again, it's gonna go back to the whole thing with like Travis Kelce. They just lost Super Bowl. They got humiliated. He needs a reason to go back to being like the badass.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's good. That's valid. That's valid.
But damn it, Joe, why you got even putting Dak Prescott in there? He don't deserve no damn top 10 ranking.
But Milton did it too, and Milton put Dak above what Stafford or something.
Yeah. So I think Dak, an individual. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the Cowboys are going to be that good. I also don't think that. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I gave you one thing. I gave Dak more than number 10, so I gave you something. But I think Dak, with the addition of George Pickens and with the OC becoming the head coach, they're going to be leaning on Dak. It's going to be Dak's team. So does that make them good? No. But does that make his stats?
I'm not rewarding garbage time stats, Milton. I'm not rewarding garbage. Okay? We can't be doing that, bro. Like
they're not playing this year. So if he does have a good season, they're not playing any garbage teams necessarily. Now, garbage time, I get your point. I told Joe that whenever that was occurring, when he had this MVP year.
How many people thought Dak Prescott won the MVP 2 years ago? He got robbed by Lamar Jackson.
This guy.
No one.
This guy.
Garbage. How many playoff teams they win? They beat nobody.
Right.
The thing we got to remember, though, when he is healthy in the regular season, he wins and makes it to the playoffs.
And when he's got a good freaking coach and he's got a good freaking O-line and all this other stuff, they do better. Who is this coach? The CFL's coach? The UFL's coach?
When has he had a good coach?
Madden?
Right, I can agree with Joe there. When has he had a good coach?
When has he had a good coach?
When has he had a good coach? You don't think Mike McCarthy's a good coach?
Oh, did you not see his time management skills? It looked like he's never been like a coach ever.
His time management is bad. Don't get me wrong. But at least the first 2 years, like I will say, from Mike McCarthy was good.
Offensive play calling is all I'm talking
after that spiel, And so if you don't like Mike McCarthy's damn thing, then you're not gonna like this new head coach's thing either. Because
we don't know.
He's Timo McCarthy. It's even worse. It's the same thing, but worse.
McCarthy. Hey, from the reports, he's buying people in the headquarters. Whataburger, he's getting everybody to like him. So right now,
Joe, why would you even bring that up?
Oh my god! And Jerry Jones bought another 10-yard. Oh no!
Damn it, Joe. All right, well,
Whataburger.
I can't believe that's in our
and that's gonna fix the crash out.
At least it wasn't In and Out.
Do they have one in Dallas?
Good job.
First of all, what's they doing getting a Whataburger? Aren't they sponsored by Raising Cane's?
Okay,
isn't that why Post Malone's got a Raising Cane's out there?
No, this is what you opened, Joe. Damn it.
Hey, he bought it on his own dime. He didn't use sponsorships, nothing.
We'll get into our list real quick.
Caleb ranks?
Yeah. Where do you think Caleb ranks? If y'all made an entire list, where did Caleb rank?
Top 20. He's
top
20.
Yeah, probably from 13 to 18, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Right, he's number 16 on mine, Chi-Town. And he has the potential to be even better, but I got to be careful. Again, it's 1 year.
This will be an interesting season to watch Caleb, though. See if he does. I think he will progress a lot. So I am interested in watching him a lot this year.
He can't fail this year. He really can't.
He can't, right?
He can't. Nope.
Yeah,
if they start losing, it's got to be something else, not because of Caleb.
Right.
Yeah, and with David, the reason why I didn't have Jaden is just, I kind of adopted a little bit of the Jalen thing where I just can't. I gotta wait to see him do it in the first couple games this season, then I can officially put him in the top 10. But he's right there, if to me.
I mean, if you see consistency, then you shouldn't be putting Dak in the top 10.
The mascot in the back, hell yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could hear y'all. So you can't. You got the headphones. Well, gentlemen, I'm not sure what y'all are thinking. Probably Jaden is in only 2 top 10 productions. The mailman didn't even deliver. That's hilarious. Okay.
That's right.
So real quick, just to
serious, bro.
Help me out here. I'm sorry. Only reason why I don't have Jaden is because I don't know. He's only 1 year in. I don't even want to project anything on him. I just truly don't. I understand. I'm not going to push back on either one of their lists having Jaden there.
No,
But I
like,
get it. I get it. But I just don't. I myself just can't do that. Not yet.
You know,
If he
and
wanted
then,
him-
but here's the thing. It's fine if you're if this was just your quarterback list, like just your
Yeah.
rankings,
Mhm.
and it's not a predictor, because that's all we're doing is predicting.
Right.
Right.
But like if it's like if so, that's why Jaden is up here. That's why we put Brock Bowers as high as some of us did in our tight end list.
Mhm.
Colston Loveland, just because it's just a predictor. There's no guarantees. It's not whatever. Is Jaden Daniels in our top 10 overall right now? Probably not. He's probably more like 11 and 12, because we want him to have that prove it, back-to-back
Yeah.
seasons. But as far as a predictor, like, I don't want to force myself to put guys that just, I get it, are talented enough, but they're just not up there. That's why I don't put Brock Purdy up there. That's why he's not in my top 10. Because because if we're talking about we need to see consistency, I need to see him consistently with this bad O-line, without the Avengers and all this stuff. He got 1 year with it, and it was bad. So I just want to see it. I just want to
When
see
you
it.
say
Avengers.
bad, which is funny. I get it. But when you say bad, that's where I need like clarity. What do you mean bad? Because what are we talking about? What was bad about Brock Purdy's year? Not if you're comparing.
game-ending decisions, like towards the end, fourth quarter decisions. Those were the bad parts for Brock Purdy,
And what
which is
did
why
he do?
he falls to me.
Right, but
He-
what did he do?
He,
didn't
he
throw
would
the-
overthrow it. He caused more interception type plays. Now, did he have more interceptions this year? Yes, but he also, and I get it. There's less weapons. Freaking Ayuk was gone. Pearsall got shot. Whatever you want to name it. CMC got married and he lost an ankle. I get it. Whatever.
Mhm.
But at the same time, too, it's like I've already had these questions about Purdy when he doesn't have this, when he's had a super team. Then he lost it last year, and the team in general, I think, got worse. I think they did like a D off-season grade. So
I'm not mad
I
at that.
don't think this team is getting better. So I don't think he's gonna be playing any better. This is Jimmy G all over again. I need him to prove me wrong.
Yeah, okay. He will definitely not Jimmy G. But
That's
I'm
tough.
not saying
I'm saying trajectory. I'm not saying like skill wise. I'm saying
Okay,
trajectory.
I understand. I don't think they got necessarily better. If C-Max stays healthy for 13, 14 games, that already got their offense better. I'm pretty sure all of us agree on that. I got you on that.
Is he going to be healthy the start of the season, or how's that even working with him
It
right
looks
now?
like it looks like
I
it.
think he is starting the season. Yeah.
But also last year they had a difficult schedule because of what they did the year before. This year, like we all have seen, they have the first or second easiest schedule in the entire league. And as far as against past defenses, again, projected, Brock Purdy has about 3-4 teams, the Houston Texans. There's like 3 other teams that they have to really worry about on that aspect. So I just don't see. I get you. If Brock Purdy lays an egg this year, you'll be right. I just don't see it. Even last year, I don't consider what happened last year bad play. He didn't play bad. I get what you're saying. At the end of some of these games, all I saw was him getting sacked, and that's it. He didn't throw. I think one game.
And they did nothing to improve that.
That's fair. But I think competition plays a part in that. That's all I mean by that. That's why I think he will take a step up. I think he is a good quarterback, and he can produce those top 10 numbers. We've all seen it. Yes, it's because of the Avengers or whatever you call them, but I think that can eventually come back. That's any other quarterback that has the help that Brock Purdy had. A lot of people aren't pushing back on them. Like, let me ask you, with Jared Goff on here, why? Because the offensive line's still there, right?
But none of us had Jared Goff, right?
No, Jose
It's a
had
10.
Jared
It's a
Goff.
10.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, just a 10. I ain't go crazy.
Yeah,
But-
just a 10.
Because
Okay, you got to defend yourself on that one, Jose.
well,
No,
he- he has a-
but
he-
he has 3 years of consistency with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's had 3 years of consistency with it, and that's been with a lack of like weapons every year. He hasn't always had Amon-Ra, Laporta, Jamison Williams, Gibbs, and Monty. Only in the last like year or two has he had all those things. When Jamison's not, freaking getting suspended, when Monty's not hurt or whatnot, or Laporta regresses, it's like he's still battling those things, and he's still putting those high numbers these last 3 years.
but
Now he's at 10, and they're still winning the division.
I would
Even
say the
when
last
those-
2 years. Last 2 years, I agree. But when they didn't have the exquisite weapons on the outside. They still had a good running game, and his stats weren't that good. He wasn't that
Right.
great.
Weren't
That's where
they
he was
talking
not
about
that.
trading Goff at that time when he was
Well,
doing
yeah,
bad?
that was premature, but yeah, they just got him
Yeah.
and they weren't winning anything. So he played pedestrian. You know what I'm saying? They built the team up, which is fair enough. It's good for them, and he knows how to win with a good team. Fair. I'm cool with that. It's
So
just
so these are his numbers the last 3 years
Mhm.
for just yards, and then I'll do touchdowns and interceptions if you want. 44, 45, 46. Those are his passing the last 3 years. So that's consistent in my opinion. That's why I said 3 years. 29, 30, 37. So his output as far as touchdowns increased, even though he has one of the greatest duo running backs out there. That passing still increased. Then interceptions 7, 12, and 12. So it's increased, but yes, he's also passing more.
of course.
And as far as passer rating, 99, 97, 111. So that's why I said the last 3 years. And not the offensive roster has not been consistent, but the thing that we can agree on that Dan Campbell has been very precise on is getting him a O-line, because that's the only reason that Jared Goff is as good and efficient enough as he is because of that O-line. You take away that O-line, I'm with you. Bottom 10, quarterback.
What? Damn. Okay. I'm gonna go.
It's all about the O-line. If we're
it is.
grading right now, it's all about the whole offensive output.
Yeah, like he either 1A or 1B with this offensive line, so that's helping him out a lot.
Okay.
That's
No.
all reason he's out there. It's not because he's as talented. Trust me.
No,
I remember before McVay. I remember between McVay and Ben Johnson as far as play callers. I
Right.
know that. Like he's not that great. But with Dan Campbell giving him an O-line, come on.
Gotcha.
You can't.
I'm not mad at you putting Goff there, but I just wanted to understand it's only because of what's surrounding him.
Exactly. And as far as the counteract with Purdy argument, he doesn't have that O-line. He has one 36-year-old left tackle who's 1 foot in the grave. So I'm not giving him the vote of confidence right now.
Okay. Let's let me see y'all's. So top 3. Well, top 4 we all had other than Cody. He sprinkled Stafford in, and I understand Cody.
You're disgusting, Milton, for putting Lamar at 4. You're sick. You're sick, man.
I just don't think. I think they're going to be more run heavy. They're not going to pass as much, and Lamar's quarterback season is going to suffer. He's still going to be a top 4 quarterback. I think Joe Burrow is going to have way more volume, and he's going to have more opportunities to make great plays. I think Josh Allen's just going to continue from where he left off and have an even better year. And yeah, I think Pat Mahomes is really the one where, even though he's number 1, I could see stuff happening ish, but I just think
I did not see Mahomes at number 1 coming from you.
Yeah, right. I know, right? But I just think he's gonna, like Jose says, I agree. The division has gotten so much, I'd say, more competent. But I will say Las Vegas and Los Angeles, I don't care what anybody says, their pass defense isn't going to be that great, but they will be competitive. So I think Pat Mahomes is going to be the reason why they win those kind of games. Against Denver, we'll talk about secondaries next week. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, with Lamar, don't get me wrong, Jose, you could be completely right, because I think he's as far as the last couple of years, Lamar Jackson easily is a top 2, top 3 quarterback. I have no fault with that. It's just so I don't think he's going to be a top 2, top 3 quarterback as far as this upcoming year. That's all. What else? Okay.
Haters.
Sam
No,
Darnold.
I just think with Lamar though, his passing stats, he's improved so much as a passer and as a quarterback. It's scary because the way he runs the ball whenever he knows, oh, I get out of the pocket, it's scary because just a couple years ago he had like 2,000 yards. The year before that when he won the MVP, I think it was like 35, 36, and then this past year it was like 42. So it's like it's been going up and up and up, because before they'd be like, oh, he's just a glorified running back who just throws the ball, but he's kind of
Derrick
changing
Henry
that
is
narrative.
helping.
Derrick
The
Henry's
fact
helping.
that they have the run threat, that's what's allowing that for him to and not be in such pressure moments when he has to throw. They can now more pick and choose when to make Lamar throw. Therefore, it's not as bad, situations he's in when he's throwing.
Well, now with Lamar, he has the best weapons he's had his entire career.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
He has an All-Pro in Zay Flowers. So Pro Bowler.
Pro
Bowler.
That's
Yeah.
not funny. It's still funny to say Pro Bowler in Zay Flowers.
Garbage.
Yeah,
Hey,
He
y'all,
has-
y'all
he-
give Zay Flowers a lot of hate, man. I get it,
It-
but he makes good plays. He's just not. His IQ's not there yet. He's young. Jeez,
no, I get that, but
it's good.
but come on, okay, it's like say Mac Jones is a Pro Bowler.
It's not
Yeah.
the same.
Tyler
Exactly.
Huntley.
That was
Tyler
spot
Huntley
on.
is a Pro Bowler.
It's not. The
It's
same.
like
Whatever.
it's like Zay Flowers got it because it was bad for other guys or they were hurt. Whatever.
Sure,
That's the only
sure.
reason.
Sure.
But anyway, that's why I think Pro Bowl's a joke.
Oh,
But
okay. All right.
Pro Bowl's a joke.
It is.
Alright.
Now it is for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So
I-
so as far
Go
as weapons wise, he's got Zay, Old
Mhm.
Man Hop, Derrick Henry, who put up the second best numbers last year, which
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who will repeat, but top 5, top 6 is still good enough for me.
Yep.
And then Mark Andrews, who's probably looking for a redemption year himself.
Correct.
What about
I'm not-
Bateman? Y'all don't like Bateman?
I like
Bateman's good. Bateman's good.
He's a good 3. He's a good 3.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, he's good though. He's
But I'm saying, like, I don't think Lamar's passing production is gonna like dip or anything like that. I think the reason why they brought a D Hop is for more security blanket and stuff like that.
I'd see that, but I don't.
Especially in the
D-Hop will
games
be on
where
the sideline.
fucking when John Harbaugh decides I'm gonna stop running Derrick Henry and stop after he only did 13 attempts.
Yeah, that needs to be investigated. I think we all can agree there. Like when in the playoffs for whatever reason that keeps happening. I don't get it.
Well,
I
even in
truly-
all the games they lost, it's all because he averaged about
Right.
13 attempts. It's like,
right.
do you not see the formula here is why you're losing?
100%. Yeah. Let's see. I want to see if there's any.
Plot twist is just Lamar like telling them, "Fuck no, I'm gonna win the game or we're gonna lose it all."
Do you? Jose has a. You're consistent with it. I respect it. Justin Herbert. Not gonna have a top 10 year because of.
They got a second place schedule now, or third place. Sorry, was it?
Mhm.
No, second.
No second.
Second place schedule, yeah, because Denver got third.
Yep.
place. So Denver will have a better year than last year, and I think they got better defensively.
Yep.
I mean, Justin Herbert, man. I mean, look, I've been saying this for years that he has a top 5 talent, and he just doesn't have a top 15 intangibles. Like he doesn't have the capabilities, in my opinion. Like he just doesn't put over the edge.
Mhm.
The dude did great as far as not throwing a pick all season long, right? He got 3 picks, then he threw 4 picks in one game
Man,
in the playoffs.
what a bad narrative. Yeah, the narrative really sucks for him on that. Go ahead.
So, and I get it. It's a small sample size for some people. Justin Herbert's only had 2 playoff games. Well, yeah. And they were bad on
They
his
were.
part. So, guess what? If we're going to hold Lamar on a high standard for playoff performances, despite a good regular season, then I'm going to do the same thing with Justin Herbert, where you blow a 27-point lead, where you get thrashed by a team that everyone had, picked against. Everyone picked the Chargers. Only Texans fans were picking the Texans to beat them. And then they freaking lay an egg, and they made CJ Stroud once again look like the top 10 performer we thought he could be. Like that's how bad Justin Herbert played.
Yep.
So this year's a lot harder for them. I don't think everyone's hyping Ladd McConkey like he's gonna be this guy. I don't see it, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. They got what's his name, Mike Williams back. Cool, old man
Yeah.
Mike Williams. He'll probably only play like 5 games. Maybe not even get a reception. So, like,
I like what they
I'm
did
not
in the
trusting
running
him.
game. That's the main thing. I like what
I don't know if I
understand you.
did. I don't know if I did. I like it.
I
I don't know if I like it. Like,
Najee Harris and Hampton.
no.
That's gonna
I have
open up
questions.
his
I have
passing game.
questions. I have questions
Fuck
about
no.
Hampton. I have questions about Hampton, and then Najee Harris. Everyone in Pittsburgh want him out. So, no, I have a serious question. I get J.K. Dobbins is an injury plague, and I don't know if he signed with anybody, but it should have been the guy that they should have invested back into because
Right.
J.K. Dobbins, when healthy, is a
Oh, yeah.
stud.
Yeah, man, he
Yeah,
is.
5
But,
times
but
better than Najee
Najee
Harris.
Hampton, no way. Like I think Hampton was probably a little overrated, to be honest, going into the draft. So this whole thing about going with them, and even that, let's say Jim Harbaugh goes more on the dual running game and lessens, Justin Herbert's throws like he already did last year,
Right.
well, then there's no reason to believe Justin Herbert's going to be a top 10 player with lower numbers.
That's fair. I just think I don't necessarily think he's going to pass it less, especially with his comments that he made in the offseason, which are kind of funny, but we don't have to go into that. I just think with the rushing attack, if it attacks correctly, it will open up the playbook for Justin Herbert. I see why you don't have him. I mean, I think talent-wise, we all agree he's a top 5 talent. It's just we got to see. I think this is the year for him to show it more on tape versus us just saying, man, look at that throw instead of that. That's all we've been getting kind of as of late. Like, man, he made that throw. That's wild. That's a great throw.
So was Drake May creeping up in y'all's list at all? How y'all feel about Drake May this year?
Not yet.
Prediction-wise?
Yeah, prediction,
with the second, top 20.
Top
I
20,
got him 19.
Okay.
I got him 19.
Not top 15 yet. Not that creeping on.
He's got to prove. He's got to prove it. Because as much as we do like his potential, there is something to talk about that as a quarterback. He got 3 wins. One of them shouldn't be counted as his because I think he got knocked out and Jacoby finished it for him. And then the other one, 15-10 as far as touchdown to interception ratio. I need to see a lot more improvement on that.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone's laughing or pointing at Stephon Diggs after his Memorial Day drug bust.
That's wild.
But
he didn't get arrested, did he?
No.
Okay.
They have no proof of what it was, so it's not like they're gonna do anything.
Smarties.
It was Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol.
Nerd.
I had a tummy ache. Arrest me.
Nerd clusters.
But if Stephon Diggs comes back healthy week 1, like I think he will, if it's Stephon Diggs on the field, then he has a really good chance of being a top 15 quarterback this year.
For sure.
Okay.
If he doesn't have Stephon Diggs for whatever reason, if him and Vrabel beef and they cut him or whatever, then I'm sorry, Milton, it's not going to be a good year for us because our wide receivers suck.
Well, they're not great. I agree. I don't think they're good. I like the rookie that we got. I think he's not a number 1 or anything. I got it. I'm just saying. I think overall with more protection, no matter what, we will be better offensively. That's all. I don't think we're just great, but I think there is a reason. Doesn't mean we are going to win this many games, people. But I think there is a reason why we're favored in, 10 games? 11 games of our
That's wild, 17. Bro.
I'm just there is.
You said that last week or whatever.
Jose said it. Yeah.
It's
true. It's a fact. Us being favored, and last year we were favored in this many games, dude.
Well, just like the Bills, they're favored in every game this year.
Yeah.
I think our over-under is still like 8.5. I think our over-under is 8.5. So
for it to be that high, come on, it's pretty good.
I think a lot of the issue with Drake May was y'all started him too late in the season. I get y'all know the Patriots fans didn't want him to, but that how it wasn't so great. How you're saying the interception ratio and stuff. Those are usual starting errors. So he didn't get to do that at the beginning of the season and improve, throughout the season. So I think if he would have had a full season, then this year he would be on a lot better trajectory. But I feel like this season's going to be that mid improvement, and then the following year will be that good job.
I get it. I know the touchdown interception ratio, I probably was a little too harsh on it. 3 or 4 of those interceptions were game ending, where he's just trying to get the ball out there to try to win the game. So I get that. Like that's really what they were. Those were like game ending situations where I think there was like the Colts game. I remember they're trying to win that one because Anthony Richardson just scored a touchdown within the last minute of the game and other scenarios like that. So I get it. He's probably definitely going to improve, right? With Josh McDaniels as his OC.
Sure.
So we'll see. But as of right now, I got to heavily rely on Stephon Diggs just because I know how bad our wide receiver core has been like the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Let me ask y'all something each individually. Give me 3 quarterbacks that weren't in your top 10 list that can be sneaky picks where they can not just be top 10, but possibly be top 5.
And you're saying have a top 10 season, not
have a top 5 season. Have a top 5 season. One of these 3 players that are not in your top 10 list, because there's players out there that are not in none of our top 10 lists that can surprise all of us and have a top 5 edit like style of year. Not top 5 player. Yeah, agreed. No, not that. Just top 5 style of year. Y'all tell me. Well, let me go first. So I asked y'all. Let me go first. So
give us some time, bro.
Yeah, right. So I think one of those players for me is a Kyler Murray. If he gets in tune with Marvin Harrison Jr. was like the ankle weight for whatever reason. It was kind of crazy to see. It's like, okay, McBride, he was on one with him. Wilson, he was on one with him. He couldn't get on with Harrison Jr. So I think if that happens with that defense becoming better, not great, but better, something for Jonathan Gannon to actually work with so it could, limit time so they can really work on the offense. I think he can actually have, because we saw the games. There was some games, it was totally inconsistent, but we saw some games from Kyler Murray. It was about 3 of them. I know y'all can remember at least 1 or 2, where this brother looked like the quarterback rating had to be 158.3. I know he had one of those games. The brother could not miss. He could not miss when it came to the rushing attack, when it came to passing. He had a couple of those games, and then the next game just snooze fest. So
he's so J.R. Smith, right?
That's funny. Yes, that's fair. Yes. Very high, and then the lows are just very and it's the next game, which is crazy. So I think Kyler Murray's one. I think Caleb Williams is another one. Like we said earlier, it is a stretch 100% because it's the second year, but with Ben Johnson, with a great offensive line, he has all of the tools to succeed. Every single tool that he needs, he has to succeed. It might take time where this take is completely wrong, but I do think he has the arm ability, the capabilities, and now the weaponry and protection around him. Hopefully the protection works out to have a top 5-esque season. Last and probably least, this is going to be kind of a hot take. All right, so I'm sorry.
Don't do it again, Milton.
Don't do it, bro.
I'm sorry. I have to do it.
I know what he's about to say. I'm about to hate this.
I bet you don't. Okay, I'm going to say a guy that hasn't started an NFL game yet. J.J. McCarthy.
Okay. I think I can listen to this.
Hey, I know what y'all were thinking.
Mark, we're all marked safe from him not saying
I
Trevor
thought you were
Lawrence.
about to say Trevor.
Oh, y'all both really did.
Yes, I thought he was about to say Trevor. Yes.
I thought he was going to say Derek Carr.
Like he's going to come out of retirement and save the season.
He's going to come out of retirement.
He's like, the Saints have the 30-year schedule. I'm back, baby.
All right. Okay. No, I say J.J. McCarthy. Not because we have no evidence. I have zero evidence. I can't present you any evidence whatsoever for this take or this claim. But with I think out of gut feeling, 1, but then 2, everything that's surrounding him, a guy that's going to start his first NFL game, having an upgraded offensive line, having an upgraded defensive line, secondary still spotty, but that's on defense, having better receiving core because TJ Hawkinson's actually healthy, having a dual running back, having Kevin O'Connell play calling. The year prior when him and Sam Darnold were fighting for the starting position, everybody said, J.J. McCarthy, this is his job. And then, of course, he got hurt. So if he has any kind of season like Sam Darnold did, if it's a tad bit better, guess what? That is a top 5 quarterback season. And I rest.
So he's kind of in the same boat though as Caleb Williams, right?
He has everything.
You got so much talent, so much around you.
Correct.
Yeah, you can't fuck it up.
In the same division, which is crazy,
bro. You can't perform less than Sam Darnold did.
And that's so wild to say, right? Ain't that wild?
That's true.
The 13-4, right? Like it's
14-3.
No,
yeah.
14
but Sam Darnold performed his ass off, though.
He was an MVP candidate.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like now you got a third. I forget who the wide receiver is. Now you got a third solid wide receiver. Then they draft a freaking guard, and then they got Jordan Mason. So you cannot.
I'm with you. Don't give me the pressure's high. I just think again, this is any pushback. I don't even want to fight against because I agree with you. I just think he has everything around him.
I'm gonna sound crazy because I think Minnesota has a really good chance of winning division. I don't know if Detroit wins it this year.
I agree, dude. I agree. We'll get into that, but
That's
yeah,
not bad. I mean, yeah, Detroit, yeah.
From offseason from a 14-3 team to seeing what they acquired in the offseason doesn't make sense. You're a 14-win team. How did you get this? Anyways, that's my 3 hot takes. Whoever wants to go first, please do.
I'll go because I gotta exit here in a second. Right. I would say I like the Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray could definitely somehow surprise us this year. One I'm gonna say that y'all probably not gonna like, but I don't know, bro. I still be iffy about this guy, and it's Jordan Love. I don't know. Jordan Love might sneak in, have a good season, but he might also shit the bed. You know what I mean? Jordan Love's he's just like Kyler Murray. He has great upside, but then has such bad downside. You know what I mean? So and then my other one, dude, I don't know. I guess I go like maybe Bo Nix or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep it different.
What? We got a bow sided. Everybody. Go ahead.
Nixie does.
Nixie does.
That's a good one, bro.
Cody, do you want to be a bisexual? Because we can get you a shirt.
Come on.
No, I'm good.
If you can make me, I will wear
Okay,
that.
how about this?
I will
I'll
wear that
scratch
shirt.
Bo Nix and do the possibility of Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers. Looking
That's crazy. Keep Bo Nix. More likely, Jose, Bo Nix than Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
I just want that's a perfect area I could put you in.
That's like saying, as I say, Bo Nix is gonna be better than Tom Brady this year, right? Yeah.
Stop, dude. Why can't you just answer the question? Just let me have it.
I'm here to ruin your night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right on. Cody, thank you for answering. Whenever you got to go, bro, you just peace us out.
Yeah, I'll break off now.
All right, all love, brother. All love, bro. Later. Jose upset because yeah, Jose is a freaking hater. I know.
Is that why I'm upset?
It is exactly why. Now, instead of you trying to debate that topic, how about you give me 3 quarterbacks? Hot takes. Not crazy hot. Okay. Don't tell me Mason Rudolph's gonna have a top 5.
All right. We got 3 names. Now I was gonna use 2 of what y'all said, but Bo Nix can get out of this list. So it's gonna be Caleb Williams, a guy that y'all mentioned.
Caleb, okay.
A guy that I am thinking highly of because of what the team did, and he's coming off a high. Trying to give me Sam Darnold to put up some numbers for the Seattle Seahawks. Hey,
fair.
You don't like it. You don't like it.
You don't have to like it. If it happens,
it. But hey, they did a better job this offseason than the Dallas Cowboys did. So I'm okay with
this. Yeah. Walk off, Joe. That's the last straw out of you, Jose.
And then my third surprise. Hail Mary, as far as possibly having a top 5 season. Everything's gotta go right. And Milton, you're gonna hate this because I hate it too.
No.
Justin Fields.
Ew.
You don't have to like it. I don't either. But if you think about it,
right, talk to me. Give me something.
If you give Justin Fields the right set of everything, the Jets have improved the O-line. I don't like it, but they have.
They have? Yeah.
They have a solid weapons and Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, etc. They're getting rid of Alan Lazard, I think. Thank God. So they're looking bright there. And look, I said, Milton, we're competing for second for the AFC East. The other team is with the Jets because they the Dolphins. The Dolphins are doo-doo. So the Jets, they don't have an easy schedule. They're in the middle of the pack, whatever.
Yeah.
But dual threat quarterback could be surprising. I'm saying it could be a surprising year. I mean, Aaron Glenn, we know how. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I don't think he's not. He's probably not even the top 20 quarterback on my listing if I did a list right now. But as far as potentially sneaking up there and surprising us all, comeback player of the year and whatnot,
Yeah.
Justin Fields could be that guy.
I like it. It's disgusts me, but I
It
like it.
disgusts me too.
Okay. Joe, if there's ones that you agree, of course, state them. But if there's new ones, please tell us.
I feel like Jaden Daniels. Like I didn't have him in my top. I have him in
that's
like
the
11.
easy one.
But I feel like he could take over. Like he could be elite. Like kind of throw himself into those core 4 guys that we all have in the top 4. I think he can push into the elite status this year.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's this past season, the way he played phenomenal. But now is can you get beyond those guys? Because those 4 guys, if you look at any list, those are the 4 guys that are always in the top 4. It's it's either or who you have where. Brock Purdy, I feel like healthy wise, it's painful for me to say that. It's just if Kyle Shanahan revamped that defense, Robert Saleh's back at DC, so that's going to help big time. I know they lost a lot of guys defensive wise, but a couple of years ago, Robert Saleh made that defense into what it was, and hopefully he can redo the magic yet again. They just have to stay healthy. That's the real big key. Can they stay healthy? If they could stay healthy, there's no doubt in my mind that I could see him with George Kittle blowing it up this year. Having all worldly type numbers.
Anyone else? I think that's 2.
Yeah, I was 2.
Yeah.
And then of course Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams with all those weapons is just is it gonna happen or is it not gonna happen type of thing. Like we're all waiting to see, is it finally gonna come together? I know we've only seen him for 1 year, but it's just you see the arm talent, you see can it finally happen? Can we finally see a Chicago Bear throw for 4,000 yards? Like we've never seen it in our lifetime. Nobody's seen it in their lifetime.
Finished the season with 3,999.
Yeah,
that
like
would be. Oh man,
they literally got a
so
pope before that. It's just crazy.
That would be hilarious. Oh, why does everyone put a guy high up there after 1 year? They did that to CJ. Look what happened. So I think with CJ, it's a bit different. It could. Don't get me wrong. Knock on wood. With CJ, injuries played a factor.
Yeah,
100%. And that how that offense started diving into oblivion, but still, of course, them still coming out, making a playoff and winning a playoff.
He outperformed Justin Herbert in the playoffs. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Like he turned around a franchise that was
Herbert out of this.
He turned around a franchise that was left for dead. After the Massage Man did what he did, they didn't know what they were gonna get, and for him to turn it around in year 1, win a playoff game. Like I know the Ravens ended up shellacking them, but you saw the upside. Like he had one of the greatest rookie quarterback seasons of all time. And, Caleb Williams came into very high praise, a lot of stuff that they gave him off the back. Like he probably had the most weapons, the most everything out of a rookie quarterback ever. And, a lot of people were putting a lot of pressure on him. And, the past couple of seasons, we've seen these rookie quarterbacks succeed real fast, real quick. In years past before that, you would see them struggle, throw for 15 interceptions, but you could see the writing on the wall, like, okay, they're going to turn it around. So it's just unfair to this point where now we're so accustomed to these rookie quarterbacks. Like, look at what Bryce Young is doing now. Like, everybody was ready to write him off. Like, majority of us wrote him off, but look how he turned it around and look like how what he's doing with Carolina. I know he's not like blowing the league on fire, going crazy.
Right. And we can't forget, sure, he had a good 6 games, but we can't forget the 10 plus.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, we tend to forget how it was back then with rookie quarterbacks, where you kind of go through the ups and downs and stuff. Now it's like all these rookie quarterbacks now are coming in and like just going crazy and making the playoffs, stuff like that. And that's what all these rookie quarterbacks are expected to do now. And it sometimes it is unfair, but that's why they're drafted so high, and that's why they're looked at like franchise-saving quarterbacks.
I just don't think it's crazy in a prediction, listing to put a rookie there. Like I said, if it was our straight up list, then I get the conversation. But a prediction, it's not crazy because you just never know. It's just a prediction. It's for fun. We're not. It's not solid. It's not guaranteed. It's opinionated. It's not factual. Mm-hmm. So to say like me and other people who got Jaden Daniels in the top 10, that's not crazy for a projection. For a standard list right now, it would be nuts. That's why he's not on there. If you ask me for my straight up list right now, but I don't think for projections weird. It's like saying
It's
like
not.
why do we have over under guesses? Like because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just something we can do, something for us to discuss. It doesn't mean it's factual. Just because I say the Cowboys will go under 7.5 doesn't mean they actually will. They have very talented pieces. They could easily go over, but that doesn't. But what was that? What does that count? You're counting how many wins? Is that 4? Is that
No,
4
but
wins?
I'm just saying, there's not the first time, second time, third time, fourth time.
Yeah, right. Cowboys are mentioned. Right on.
Hey,
It's
I'm just giving Joe a platform. Okay, but like I said, right, Joe? Like that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. My conversation in the
No, yeah.
over unders, I'm saying they're under, but they're easily talented enough. They could be over. It's a
No, yeah.
third place schedule. Anything could happen on their side. So, but again, these are just for fun lists. They're not our standard, facts. They're not or anything like that.
Yeah,
But what's factual that Jaden Daniels had a top 5 season last year. He did.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
correct.
That's not an opinion. That's a fact. So
No.
if I
if
put him
you
in the
even-
top 10 and just put him a little lower, that's okay. I have a stable argument as to why.
Right. If
Yeah.
you make the point, it's like, okay, well, we only have 1 year of evidence, and that 1 year of evidence was again top 5-esque. It drops down again. You have an argument with any kind of projection. You could put whoever you want on the list. Again, just because I don't put a first, that doesn't mean it's incorrect to do so. Because
Mhm.
again, that's why I don't push back on y'all's Jaden Daniels take, because he, for all by any means, everything got better for him. So I could totally see it happening. It's just for me, I just don't like to do it. It's just a preference. It ain't a necessity.
I mean, I go for it for fun because what if we're right? Then you were there early. You were there early. You got the whole thing correct. You weren't late. You didn't hop the bandwagon. You didn't hop
Right.
teams or anything like that. So
Yeah.
again, it's just for. I don't see. It really is no problem as far as projection wise.
Projection, no.
Yeah.
Like just whatever. It's just for fun because
Yeah,
that's
some
all we're
people are
doing.
crazy though.
We're
Some
fans.
people are
We're
crazy.
fans.
Some people are crazy. They'll do a top 10 like objective list and then put a 1 year guy there. That's when I have issues. It's like, well, no, that I don't. That's the issue. But that's not what we're doing. We should start doing that more so people could kind of understand like what we're doing. Because sometimes when we used to make the videos go into TikTok, they're like, "How is this guy a top whatever?" Like, I ain't saying he's a top something. I think he's gonna have a top
Yeah,
season.
for this upcoming season. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's context for sure. And yeah, that's not blasphemous to have a 1 year quarterback in there. Now, you think
No.
it's crazy to have a rookie? Like if you said Cam Ward top 10, do you think that's kind of crazy?
Oh, for
It's
sure.
still an
I mean,
opinion, but it's kind of wild. Like, why?
Well, as a guy who put Caleb Williams as a projection top 10 last year,
Oh, you did? Respect, dude.
But,
you got.
it's
right on.
for fun and it's situational.
Right.
Chicago is coming
For-
for your head. I already know it.
For what Chicago had lined up last year,
Of course.
I'd be at a bad coaching staff, right? I thought that they could make a splash because look, if any of us had said the year before CJ Stroud was a top 10 guy, we would have been called crazy. And then after the year he had,
Correct.
you'd be right. So that's all it is. With Caleb Williams, I did it last year just because I was like, man, what if he does have that kind of year? Then I'm early. I'm right. Then boom, you can't say shit. But if
Right.
I'm wrong, that's okay. I could take an L. That's fine. I took
And
an L. Bo
Chi-Town,
Nix.
we did the same thing. Exactly. Chi-Town, we did the same thing. We said Bo Nix was going to be real good. He was. We had no evidence. You know what I mean? We had no evidence other than, oh, he's an older rookie.
But
But I like how he
it's-
plays.
and see here too, because I thought Jaden Daniels was the second best quarterback coming out the draft, which is why I personally, Milton, had hoped that Jaden Daniels would fall to the Patriots if somehow, some way Washington wasn't going to go for it. But it didn't happen that way. We got Drake May. I like it. It's good so far. I hope that we have a projection.
Yeah.
But I like Jaden Daniels. Can we not criticize the people that didn't like Jaden Daniels and then he superseded? Like, I don't get it. Like, so I can't rank a rookie or I can't rank a second year high, but you could rank him low and I can't criticize you for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. It's not fair. It's
That
not.
doesn't make that makes no sense.
Correct. I agree with you. 100%. All right. Well, quarterback ranking wise, that's it. I don't have really any gripes with any of y'all. The only odd man's out was Dak
Cody.
Prescott for me and you, Joe. We both had Dak Prescott. Let me think. Jose was the only one without Justin Herbert, which I get. At least you had the names you had. Jared Goff is the one where I'm like Jared Goff over Justin Herbert.
But
But the
team-wise,
weapons, I got it. Yeah, fair enough. I got it.
At 10, there's like at least 3-4 guys you could have thrown in there, and that's why it's at
Right,
10.
and you put him at 10. It's a safe bet. Fair enough.
It's a funny argument when people come up with their NBA top 10 list because everyone's got 15 top 10 guys. That's like this is the same thing in this situation too. We can argue who's 10, but you're pretty much you feel safe with like 1 through 7, 1 through 8.
Well, 1 through 4. Then after that, it becomes pandemonium. I feel like after that, because then it's
on
like
how you label them. There's some guys that have to be in the top 10, which we almost got all of them. It's just some of them. If you're just because you're not on a top 10 list, if this might not make sense, but I hope it makes sense to y'all, doesn't mean you're not a top 10 quarterback. What I mean by that, if you have the top 10 kind of talent, just because you're not on these top 10 lists, doesn't mean you're not a top 10 caliber quarterback.
Well, just like PFF ranked Dak Prescott as the 17th best quarterback.
Do y'all want to talk about that? That's crazy. I don't look. I know I have Dak up here, but even as a quarterback, they had Geno Smith at 10.
Was that projection list or what was that list?
So it clarified and said this is kind of on what they've already seen, but also sprinkling in what they think will happen. Yes, per this next year.
Okay, so it's a projection.
That's where I have an issue. But Geno over a lot of guys, and not just Dak, but Geno at 10, I think is a huge step, and I don't know how you really get there.
I think with the numbers Geno's put the last couple of years, even the ones with Pete, I think they're projecting really high for this team. They still didn't answer the O-line questions, in my opinion. So that's where I would really fight back with you on that, like with them about that.
It's the tackles. Everybody just loves their tackles, so they just think their offensive line is good.
It's not enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Dak does deserve to be higher. 17 is too low.
17 is crazy.
Part of me believes it's the questions of the O-line because obviously Zach Barnes retired and we don't know what this rookie is going to be truly.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2, there's a lot of lack of faith in the Cowboys offense, which is why I don't have Dak in my top 10. But I wouldn't put him as low as 17. That is nuts. I think 13 is sufficely enough as far as a floor. Because regardless, like there is some garbage time stats he's going to put up, but some of those times, like a few years ago with the Falcons game, it's a comeback win. So I can give him that credit for that.
The game against the Patriots.
Y'all weren't down like 20 points on that one.
No, but it was back and forth.
Yeah, he's saying that he actually earned those stats.
You don't want to talk about going back and forth with Mac Jones, Joe. That doesn't help your argument
Joe,
at all.
Come on, dude.
That's when he hurt himself. Remember that?
You could have left. You could have left us out of this, dude. Leave us out.
You don't talk about your overtime win against Mac Jones. Chill out, bro. That doesn't make you look good.
Come on, you're the big bully. Huh?
He had hurt his calf earlier in the game. He played hurt the whole game.
No, he didn't.
Oh man, great job, Dak.
He broke a nail. He broke a nail like Zesty Cat over there.
And that's when Cooper Rush had his lifetime moment against the Vikings.
P.S. Cooper Rush absolutely sucks. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, who's he with now? He's not with them anymore.
With the Ravens.
Ravens.
The Ravens. Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, he got everything to succeed over there too. So if Lamar something happens,
right, he could be a Pro Bowler.
Huntley, right? He was the same thing. There was dang it, what was? Also someday, when that list came out, we should have did a reaction video because even how they had the tier list, the numbers I didn't have an issue. The tier list was you have it, please.
Yeah, I have it. So they had.
Look it up.
No, it's like tier 1 elite. Of course, everybody knows what elite is.
And you know who those are, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was Pat, Joe, and Lamar, Josh Allen. Then it was tier 2 high-end starters, Hurts, JD5, Matt Stafford, Herbert, and then tier 3 solid starters who have flash high-end play, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, Brock Purdy. Tier 3 solid starters, but they need more help, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, CJ, Kyler Murray, Trevor, Dak Prescott, Tua.
Real quick, on those tiers, tier 3 and tier 4, you should switch those Just saying like what the name says, because tier 3 says exactly what high
Tier
end.
Tier 3 solid starters, but they need more help.
Was that tier 3 or tier 4?
That's tier
That's tier
3.
three.
Tier 4 was young players with a wide range of potential.
Tier 4 is rookies and sophomores, basically.
Wait, so what's tier 2 again?
Tier 2 is they show flashes.
No. So there's 2 3s. For whatever reason,
Okay.
there's a 3A and 3B. 3A
Okay,
is solid starters who have flash high end play.
Boom.
3B is solid starters, but they need more help.
Now, I think you should switch those because you put Jared Goff, Geno, they should be in 3B. What do you mean? Kyler Murray and all those guys, they have the high flash. The other guys, Jared Goff, Geno, they need help to show that they're anything. I think that should switch.
It's not helping, but the reason they put Jared Goff there is because of the Ben Johnson scheme, which doesn't make sense because he's not there no more. That's why Jared Goff is up there in that group.
Right. But 3B would make more sense for him because he needs the help.
But they're projecting that if that's still that style of play, then he's still gonna be putting up those flashy plays, like throwing it throwing a slant to Amon-Ra, but then backwards lateral to a freaking Jameson Williams. That's what they're saying. That's what they're counting.
Okay. Yeah. Play style, not him. Because flashy wise, you got the other on 3B, you have the flashy players. You know what I mean? Like just they're still 3. It's fine. I'm cool with that. But yeah, the way it was worded, it was weird to me.
And then 4, they put all the rookies, just Cam Ward and all the sophomores. And Caleb is the worst sophomore.
They put didn't they put JJ above Caleb?
And
Michael Penix. That's absolutely how. I just don't get it, dude. I don't get it. That was I love PFF. I used to have PFF Plus. Dude,
Damn. You're paying them big bucks.
Dude, I had it, dude.
No wonder Joe's missing a paycheck.
Okay. But yeah, man, when they came out with that, I said, are y'all under new management or what? What the heck is going on?
Maybe they sold the PFF to Chicago the way Whataburger got sold to Chicago.
Did they
Been
really?
downhill since. Yep.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Whataburger's no longer technically Texas owned.
It's all over the place now. It's in Vegas, Chicago.
It's Chicago owned. Chicago owns Whataburger.
Like it's everywhere now.
Whoa. Oh, well, there goes Texas had a nice little leg to stand on.
Right?
Now we have Buc-ee's, right?
That's all we got.
HEB.
HEB is a big one.
Well, HEB is a big one, but it's only South Texas because if you go to Dallas, they only have one.
But they got in there though. Jalen was all happy. He was like, "Hell yeah, we finally got an HEB."
Yeah, but how long does he have to drive to get it?
Dang, I wouldn't drive that far. I don't think it's that important.
Because it's one HEB.
Oh, that's rough.
I'd rather go to HEB than Sprouts.
Oh yeah, hey Sprouts. It just smells like vitamins and something. I don't know.
It smells like old people.
That too. Yeah, it smells like a better version of mothballs. Nice, more spicier version. All right. Well,
I told the wife, if we ever move to Dallas, it better be at least within a 5-mile radius of an HEB, which is only one. So you know,
it's just compact. I wonder if that HEB is just. I bet you it's just packed every day, every single hour.
That's why the Butt family lives in San Antonio. They believe in South Texas.
All right, fellas. Well, that is our quarterback and tight end. Top 10 quarterback, top 5 tight end. Next week, I have on this little bulletin let me ask y'all guys live just in case anybody also wants to input. Okay. All right. Well, I'll ask you guys later after we go off live, but much love and appreciation to all you.
No, you can ask us. I was kidding.
No. Much love and appreciation to all you. No. So I'm thinking with the secondary picks, it's like, should we go secondary group or individual? Because last year I think we did.
We did in individuals.
Like I don't want to do that's too many weeks leading up to our overall way too early team predictions because we have 5 weeks. Well, after this, 4 weeks of individual.
So y'all want to put yourselves in a box the same way I put Alex, and then he got all mad at me because he decided to leave out PS2 out of his top 10.
Ain't that something? That really bit him in the hiney, huh?
Do a group.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
Alex
that's
is
what you get for underestimating someone, Alex. You see that? And maybe that's why you should project Jaden Daniels better.
I think because if we go secondary groups, then we could obviously talk about the individual components, but I think it'll be an easier conversation if we
Okay.
lump up the secondary. Go ahead.
You're the head honcho. It's up to you.
Mhm.
You want to do top 10 secondary, or do you want to
Yeah.
do top 15?
I want to say
really-
top 10. Mhm.
Okay.
Top 10 secondary. And
And
then,
then
of
we could
course,
probably talk about like the top 5 best fronts.
yeah. So after next week, then I have pass catchers and pass rushing units. But pass rushing units, again, is going to be all included with the pass rushers instead of just individual. Like, I loved how I called Van Ginkel. That's cool. But that was a lot. That was a lot of different individuals that we had to keep going over, and it was too long of a show.
Yeah.
So I think if we condense it to units, we could give the shout out to the individuals on maybe why we, or giving them high regard, or they're not on the top list, but this one corner is locking down this side, but the entire secondary isn't adequate. Like, we could do all that kind of context talk, but yeah, just so we can condense it. The secondary unit is kind of straightforward. The safety group, corners, boom, easy. Top 15, I would. It depends. If it's only like 3 of us, sure. But if it's 4, yeah, I'll say.
Well,
10.
I was saying because today we had 4 of us and we did technically a top 15 list, and I think we did a good time. Like, honestly,
Hour 30. Yeah.
before we started doing the after hour stuff, we were done by 90 minutes.
Hour
So
30. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Okay.
but if like Jalen is in 2 and then Alex says lock me in on that episode, then okay, yeah, maybe 10.
Yeah. So depending on how many fellas show up, y'all make a whole freaking list just in case if we's like, all right, top 20, let's do it. You know what I mean? We're not going to do that, but I know. I'm just saying, be ready. So I just make a list on secondary groups as a whole coming into this upcoming year. Who's going to be a top right now 10 secondary unit? And
Alex is gonna put Jalen Johnson as the 3rd best secondary player.
it's like, all right, well, what about the unit? Nah, I'm just talking about the player. He's going to lock that whole side down. There's got to be a unit then. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, Chi-Town, you're invited. Hopefully Jalen shows up. Cody shows up. Jose, you're invited. Please show up if you want. If you have time, of course. If you have time. Joe, you are the show, so be here. Yeah, well, again, much love and appreciation to everybody out there that's watching still. Love and appreciation. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have any love in your heart at all. And we'll be back next week. We're going to do a secondary. It'll be top 10, top 15. We'll see. I'll make a post about it leading up to the show. But
the Thunder are in the finals, by the way. The Thunder are in the finals.
There you
Yeah,
go.
they were up by like 40 with like 10 minutes left. So
Oh, wow. Timberwolves just bend it over.
They're getting their trophies, their shirts right now. They won by 30.
at
They-
least the Timberwolves shirts will be in 3rd world countries by the end of the week.
Back-to-back years. Africa thinks they're back-to-back champions.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, again, we'll be back next week. Much love and appreciation. Fellas, thank y'all for joining. Before we end the show, Jose, please tell everybody again where they can reach you.
Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on YouTube at Puro Pinche Sports. Follow us on TikTok at Puro Pinche Sports. We go live mostly every Tuesday. If not, right now, a little busy with work and stuff. Of course, like I mentioned, our boy Alex de la Cruz, he tore his ACL, MCL, LCL, PCL, DCL, and all the good cells. But other than that, follow us, guys. Follow my boys here, People's Debate. Give them a subscribe. Follow them on TikTok too. Our boy Jalen's taking command of going live, and he can go for 4 or 5 hours on that thing, and he will definitely chat it up with y'all. So have fun there, have fun here, all the good stuff, guys. Thank you for having me tonight.
Of course. Joe, always a pleasure. Jose, again, thank you for joining, and we are out.